Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. Today, we're going to be continuing our adventure of the Hoard, so the Dragon Queen, and we're now in session 2 of episode 2. And today, we have a new player joining us, replacing another previous player, the Druid Elgin. Sadly, he had to leave due to issues. So right now, we have Rai, which is going to be using a race from D&D Beyond, known as the Aab'Shagua or Nicaragua or the blah 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 blah. So introduce yourself first. Introduce yourself to the group and to the viewers.
Hello. I only been uh playing D&D for 2 years, so I only played like 2 campaigns. Just finished like one my other ones. Should I introduce my character as well? Should I wait until later on?
Yeah, you might as well introduce your character now. It's like what you're playing actually.
Well, I am playing both a homebrewed race and class using Kibble's version of the Artificer class called the Inventor, and as said before, the homebrewed race called the Aab'Shagua, which or sort of like interplanar travelers or things like that. And I am also using the Thundersmith subclass for my character, and which is sort of like a more range kind of thing. As for
All
their
right.
background, they're more like a merchant, and uh, currently, I believe they're going around to where the party is to like solve an issue from their village as well.
Yes. So as an Ashagua and from your small remote village hidden for the north of Vow, you actually got a task to actually travel to this undead dungeon, which have actually caused some sort of turmoil. And the elders of your village sent you and two other Aab'Shagua warriors to actually escort you, to actually investigate the phenomenon that has actually happened from deep within this ancient forgotten dungeon. You traveled there with them. You've seen the horrors they've seen. You fought with a number of skeleton undeads, even zombies, which, of course, the moment you put them down, their souls still remain, and, of course, still clutching whatever they want held before their life was actually extinguished. And you went in to check what actually happened because the cause of this unknown phenomenon might even spread further towards the north of your small little village, which this undead might even crawl their way from this ancient cemetery over to your place, which would, in other way, cause further unrest. But as you travel further in, others travel after you. And from here on out, after the heroes found a secret chamber which only one person could enter, due to the fact that only the person that holds the key could enter the secret room. So before I go to you, Patyon, I'm going to be going straight to Tyrson. Tyrson, you're inside this 30 feet room with the webs and the spiders dangling on its walls. The two chests further to the north, east, or perhaps towards the west and the east, the walls itself fully chained. You have the key to actually unlock it. You even have the key to even unlock this sarcophagus right in front of you, which of course you're unsure whether to unlock it or not, with the writing in the front that actually says, "Here lies the dark blade of the warrior that lies within, the warrior that held it previously. His body is remained cold, but the lid is still closed." What do you want to do, Tyrson?
I would like to approach the coffin and see if there's any markings on the coffin.
All right, roll for investigation.
Yep. Just waiting for my page to load. Anyhow. For some reason, my page is frozen on the map.
Yeah. Because it's loading, the resolution for this dungeon is quite high.
Okay. My PC time.
Yeah, it's so weird that you need a high-end requirement PC just to play Roll20.
Yeah, that's
It's like
just what? Yeah. Technology. They
yes.
always update. So what was it? Investigate?
Yeah, roll for investigation.
Alright.
I think my Call of Cthulhu music is too scary. Let me look for another one.
Did you guys get that? My page is still loading for Roll20.
Nope.
I had to zoom out all the way. Then it decided to show itself when I zoomed in.
Okay. Well, I have to refresh my pages. Sorry for this. Technical support.
Yeah, I'm still seeing Durotan saying music please, but I don't see any rolls coming out. It's still loading. It's okay.
It says map in progress. Loading.
3 hours later.
Awkward. Just started.
No,
It's like, oh, that's it, man. It's like the game ends. I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
no, the other characters, like they're like in a movie set, they're like looking, they're like counting. You know, some of them are reading the papers, and others are like, you know, sitting nail filing and everything. They're like,
Someone's doing the
yeah.
taxes.
Yeah, I need to give control of Elgin to one of you guys. Who was it again? Who was the control the druid?
I mean, I'm happy to do it. I'm not
Okay,
that
give to you then.
familiar with his particular archetype, but I can do it.
Okay. Alright, I'm passing over to Waruay control, not to anybody else. Okay.
That's frozen as well. Oh, I'll just close the tab and I'll reopen one. Sorry.
Now I'm gonna give control of the fox. Finnegan. Okay. Okay, Waruay, you now have control of the fox and also Elgin. During this time while waiting for the roll to actually appear, you might need to check on Elgin's character sheet.
Get ready for some shenanigans.
Alright, while waiting for the roll to appear on roll 20, I'm gonna go to left to right, ignoring Tyrson. Okay, Durotan, what do you want to do?
Since basically he went inside and now he has the key and everything, I simply look into everybody else and say,
how about we make sure that the other passage on the other side, over this way, is clear from any monsters? Who's with me?
Alright, Rhin'zey, Waruay, and also Bayang can actually respond to you.
I wanna kill some undead things, and yeah, I want some action. Let's keep going.
You'll get your chance. We'll just, scout ahead and make sure that there's no other surprises.
Sounds good to me.
Wait, so scout ahead into the tunnels we haven't been into yet?
Yeah, I mean, he has the key, and only one person can, go in. But I doubt this is our goal. So let's just, scout ahead. There's only 2 persons, and we'll make sure that it's safe. While he's, doing whatever he does with corpses. Hey,
Sure.
I've never seen, an elf. I don't know what they do with corpses. I mean, we bury them. I don't know, do they eat them? Ugh. Anyway,
Hmm.
anyway, who's with me?
Sure, yeah, I'll come down with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just scribble in my note saying, "Do elves eat corpses?" Question mark. And I'll follow you behind you.
I just basically move right about here and just wait for the rest of you. Or whomever want to come with me.
um. Well, since there's going to be at least 3 of us, I'm just going to say, assuming that Elgin's just going to wait behind for Tyrson for whatever he's doing in there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I'm gonna be moving again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna be rolling for a. I'm gonna be rolling for to spot a trap. It's perception, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you, I think Durotan, I'm gonna give you control of Bayang, right? Because not I'm gonna remove all players. I'm just gonna give only to you for Bayang.
Okay. Bayang, assuming he's here, so easy select. But for Durotan, spot me some trap.
Yep. You played Rogue before, so you should know how to use Bayang.
Mm-hmm. So for him, nothing. But for Bayang, he's gonna say,
Come on, laddie, this is not the way to spot a trap. This is the way.
why does it? It did not roll for some reason.
Oh yes, you need to restart. You need to reload. Because I just gave you permission. You need to reload.
Oh, I need to reload the
The page.
Oh, okay. And I'll be reloading my entire page. Okay, move on to the next person.
Alright. Okay. Now is Waruay. Waruay, what do you do?
Okay, well, I don't want to go ahead and accidentally trigger a trap. I don't know, I guess I will assist Bjorn in looking for traps.
Yep, you can use passive perception though, by trying to disarm it or so on. It's gonna be anybody can spot a simple trap, but when you try to disarm it, there's a different story.
Okay.
Okay, what is your passive perception and Rhin'zey's passive perception?
That's 12.
12.
Waruay,
Okay,
12.
Okay, Waruay's 12. Rhin'zey?
I'm 12, I think.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna be putting this on this blue bar here on top of your character 12, and then after that 12, 26 to 12. Okay, 12. Right, if it's 12, you don't see anything. You don't see anything right in front of you. So now, Rhin'zey, what do you want to do? Do you want to go further ahead or wait for the rogue to actually investigate the hallway further ahead towards the cross junction?
I mean, I do have a torch. Can I light that? I think I've got a torch. Yeah, I have a torch.
Torn order? We didn't trigger combat, did we?
Wait, did we?
I mean, I do have dark vision. I don't see why I can't see anything. Is there some kind of magic going on?
Dark vision is black and white, so it's quite difficult to actually notice traps if it's black and white.
Isn't it disadvantaged with even with dark vision?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to actually notice things with dark vision because there's no colors.
Oh. Well, in that case, yeah, I do have a torch, and I would like to light that, please.
All right. Okay.
I reloaded the page, and it still will not let me roll.
Why? Weird. Okay. Wait for a while. Let me give Rhin'zey a torch.
That was for Elgin. He's just gonna cast light on an area and sort of light back.
Yep, okay, mine works.
And let us die if that's what we intend to do.
The Durotan rolling perception, that's just a random test.
Okay, what's the Durotan's passive?
13.
13. Okay, still not high enough to notice anything unusual right in front of you. Okay, I'm gonna be rolling for Bayang instead. Wait. Let me do something first. Let me. Rhin'zey, I already given you a torch. You need to drag the torch out.
I did try to torch out, and
Okay.
I can see more now.
Okay, good.
It's just
Alright.
sitting on with Durotan's chest. I can't move it for some reason.
Oh, you can actually. Its permission is for you, and only you alone.
Yeah.
I can't move it.
No.
Oh my god, I'm throwing torches on the floor. I can't move it.
Okay.
I got my screen back, and I got an 11 in investigation.
11 investigation. Okay. Okay, alright, Durotan, I'm giving the same macros to Bayang. When you click on him, you should be able to see all skill saves.
Same. When I press on his all skill save, all I get is the Bayang all skill save, and nothing. Like nothing shows up.
Oh yeah, there seems to be some sort of problem with his character sheet.
No matter, it's a small issue.
It's a small issue. You just need to open up his character sheet and then roll from there, I guess.
Now, I tried rolling from there again, and it's still the same issue. Like here, I'll prove it. Just bear with me, everybody, and so is our humble audience. This is, yeah, I doubt even. It's also extending to attacks. Can't roll anything for some reason. Not so sure why, and yeah.
Weird. Roll20 seems to be having issues every week. Okay. Anyways, right. Okay, once it's done, okay, then Bayang's gonna be going closer. Okay, now I want Waruay, Rhin'zey, and Durotan. Please roll for your perception.
Okay, give me a
Okay.
Oops. Perception. Finally.
Okay, 14.
Oh my gosh. I can't see anything.
Oh no. Okay. No, it's okay.
Oh, I don't click on my character and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Waruay.
Waruay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry.
Yeah.
What's that?
Perception.
Roll perception.
Oh, okay, yep. Just need to dig through to in my character sheet.
Okay, 14, 4, 12. Okay, Waruay don't hear much. Like Rhin'zey don't even hear much or smell much. You can't really smell anything other than the dust and the smell of like wet feet even in this dungeon, because maybe not much of the algae and such. But Durotan, you actually hear a faint sound in the distance, somewhere within the cross junction, but you're not unsure. You're unsure to notice that whether it's going to be coming from the front, on the left, or on the right from the cross junction, but it's definitely not coming from the back. Sounds which is faint, sounds of clashing, sounds of battle, but it's faint in the distance. But meanwhile, Hetion, you and your comrades traveled far within this dungeon, only to actually investigate one of the circular chambers, which actually houses a number of items which you require, especially the gems that you actually need to power one of the specific items at your village, one of the specific door at your village that would actually be used to actually travel to other actual planes. But the moment you actually travel here together with other Aab'Shagua warriors, you got attacked. The moment one of your comrades touched the item within the tomb itself, which of course the undead suddenly start rising from their tomb and start attacking you. But this have never happened before, because you have traveled the lands for quite some time now with other merchants, and this tomb, this whole cemetery itself was always laid bare, and no grave diggers would even dare to actually travel further down to actually get the treasures which was actually buried here for a long time. Which you actually know the story from the books that was written that you actually found from other merchants that told you the story. But the moment you enter that door, the moment one of the warriors pick up one of the gems, the door closed shut, and then the undead started to attack. The moment they start to attack, roll for initiative. You have control of the warriors.
Hold up. I can't seem to find. Do I have a character sheet I can use for them?
If you click on them, you will see on the top left corner of your screen, initiative, multi-action,
Oh, I see.
perception, and save. Click on initiative.
Correct.
And then click on the other guy. Then click on initiative.
It says unrecognized command.
Oh, you have
Okay.
to highlight the character model itself.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah.
If I didn't do that, I wouldn't have seen the
Yeah.
tabs on the left.
Mm-hmm. But don't worry, one of them rolled an 8, the other one rolled an 18.
Alright. Okay. Now, during this battle itself, the moment this undead warrior started to come out and started to rise again after a long time, due to perhaps just touching one of their treasures. Maybe they're busy, maybe they want to protect their treasure, maybe they just feel that you're an intruder, maybe there was an ancient spell being cast on these warriors before they died that for any grave robbers that try to pick up the item, they will rise to defend it against any. So, you are first. What do you want to do?
Well, first, yeah, fools, don't touch without investigating for traps. Of course, this place will be trapped. So there's like one right next to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't like it being that close. I'm gonna have to actually. I'm gonna attack the other ones that are not closest to me, and then. Right. Targeting this one. Can you see the ping? Yeah, you can. Use my stormbolt, aim, and fire.
Alright. Okay, 17 is a hit. Click on the storm bolt, should be right, then the damage will come up. Okay. Alright. 4, 10, and 4. Okay, you struck with your storm bolt, hitting the ribcage of the undead. You're not too sure whether it wins in pain. You just notice that its skull just like turned to actually look at you. And then that is 14 damage. Alright. Okay, that's done. And it's loud. The booming sound actually echoes within this chamber and outside the door. Which, of course, Durotan, Waruay, Rhin'zey, and Bayang all heard it. But to them, it sounds like a thunderous roar, as if there's thunder that's actually being cast here. So let's end round 1 first, and then after that, the Aab'Shagua warrior reacts. Okay, this one. What does he do? He's holding a torch and one sword in the right arm. Okay.
Sorry, I think
Back
I
off,
muted myself.
okay.
Yeah, he's gonna swing. This is the one next to him. That's
Okay. He swings at the undead, hitting the undead again at the side. But the sword just hits part of his ribcage, dealing perhaps only half damage. Okay, roll for damage. Okay, 8 is 4. Okay, 4 damage. And now the other skeleton's turn. The one that you attacked recently with the sword that you swing, he swings back. And then the warrior, highly skilled, saw the attack coming and dodged it easily. And now the Legionnaire, the moment you actually took your crossbow and shot the other one, it took that opportunity to actually attack you. And then you saw the attack coming, but you quickly sidestep, and the spear almost hitting you and completely miss. And then after that, the other warrior, this one, attacks the undead.
Right. Thing. Oh.
Nope. Alright, try to attack the short sword, but the undead blocks with his own sword after that, and he retaliates. And then swings, and then again, the warrior, your companion from the village, blocks the attack easily. Round by round, attack by attack. And then round 2 ends, and now heading back to the rest of the party. Okay, Durotan, you heard the sound of a loud bang, loud thunder within the cross junction. But again, unsure where it's coming from. And then you told the others there's a sound in the distance. Okay, roll for perception, all 4 of you.
Yeah.
Tyrson can't hear anything. He's inside a secret chamber which is blocked. Again, Alan's character sheet. Okay, 10, 12, 4.
Do I roll for Elgin?
Yeah, roll for Elgin. Hey, why is it that when I give you guys permission, suddenly you guys have problems with their character sheet?
Could be a security feature for Roll20.
I hope not. I hope it's not a security feature.
Try pressing yourself.
It never happened before, This never happened before. Okay, I'm going to be rolling for his perception. I'm going to find out myself what's going on.
Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Just roll a 20 dice.
Yeah, it works for me, but not for you guys.
I'll roll for...
There it is. I just rolled a d20 and put his modifier on top of it.
I'll do that as well. Roll 1d20 plus... What's your perception?
Elgin got a 20.
Alright. Okay, Elgin, you heard the sound. You heard the sound in the distance. The boom, the thunderous roar, as if there's thunder, but something's odd. Thunder doesn't happen in dungeons. As a spellcaster, you know that. This is definitely not... This is either being cast by somebody that actually uses a spell, but it's actually coming from the cross junction. And from the cross junction is definitely not going forward or going to the right, it's actually going to the left. From your perspective, from your map view, it's actually, this is the right. So this is the left. Or to be more specific, to the north section of the cross junction.
Yeah,
You are actually on the west. Okay, the west, east, south, and north. What? Rolling 1d100? 58 plus 70? It's like, okay, alright. Okay, Durotan, you actually roll for Bayang, it's like 8. Okay, Bayang, again, for a dwarf, you got rogue, you didn't hear much. But Elgin, you heard it.
As Elgin, sounds like whatever caused that noise up ahead was magical related. So there's either another spellcaster down here, or there's potentially an enemy down here that can cast spells.
Well, we'll never know until we find out. Which direction?
North.
As
Yeah, I'm pretty sure north.
As in to the left. Okay. Swords and daggers are ready. We advance slowly.
Bayang and Durotan, they walk with... Bayang is like, from here, he'll be like peeking, he'll be noticing the closed door. And that when he says to the group,
All safe, lads. All safe. Closed door up ahead. Do not know how we can open it.
Oh man. Don't overshadow Alan's character, please. You role play the rope. Good. Alright.
Rogue in a closed door, I'm giving up. That's odd.
Durotan will advance like to here and ushers everybody to to advance following him.
Okay. As you advance to see a locked door right in front of you, you hear the sounds louder this time. The sounds of clashing, the sounds of battle, the sounds of and after that the sounds of king, 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 king. But meanwhile, Tyrson, inside the chamber, quite oblivious to what's happening outside. You look around, you investigate the tube, waiting for the roll to appear right in front of you, but it did not happen. Try again. Twice this time. If it doesn't happen, that means D&D Beyond have something wrong with... Okay, right. Investigation 1?
Hang on. I did roll. It was 11. It was further up. I remember seeing it. It's above the casting light.
Right. Roll investigation again.
Yeah.
Well, a D20, 2 minus 1.
Oh my god, it's 11 again.
Right. Yes, you think to yourself, Tyrson, you should have spent more time studying regarding dungeons and ancient relics with your mother at the time when you were still a young boy, even though you can live up to such an immortal age. But when you actually stare at this sarcophagus right in front of you, you see the same word, all written in Elvish. You rub it off, you dust it off, the dust. You see the words. The dark blade, held by the dark champions of the north, held firmly in his grasp, died a warrior to the point of death. And that was what was written. You notice that the lid, the coffin itself, doesn't seem that heavy for you to actually push. But then again, you're not as strong as Rhin'zey and Durotan, you know that for a fact. But you do see a slot, a keyhole apparently. Bluish hue appears underneath it. What do you do?
I put my key into the coffin and turn it.
Alright. You put your key, and then you see the spiders suddenly feel slightly agitated, and then moving down, but not dare to actually attack you, as if that a force somehow is pushing them away the moment the lid opens. Inside, you see a remain of a man. Or perhaps one seems to be wearing some sort of rusty armor and rusty full helm, made of perhaps full plate and chainmail. You think to yourself, what he held firmly in his hand is something else.
Ooh. Oh my.
You see a blade, nicely crafted. Not even a single speck of dust on it, not even a single speck of web on it. You look at it, you stare at it. Roll for wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
It is indeed one of the most beautiful blades you've ever seen. Whoever crafted this weapon, you think to yourself, must have been a really fine blacksmith. But the man, or this mummified remain of this particular person, to show whether it's a man, an elf, or even a dwarf. For all you know, it could be a dragonborn underneath all that thing. Or for all you know, it could be a halfling lying inside, holding firm the blade. It's like of darkness. You think to yourself, nicely crafted, beautiful dark blade. What do you do?
I
pass your wisdom save, bro. You resist his charm.
I talk to you. Must be the fallen guardian of the sanctuary. I might need your help. Lend me your sword, and I make sure I'll make it pure once more. And I reach down and grab the sword.
Roll for religion.
Yep.
You kneel right in front of this warrior that lies here, perhaps aeons, perhaps decades, perhaps you're not too sure how long. But the moment you kneel and you actually prayed and asked for the guardian's permission to use the sword, you notice that his hand, its bony finger, started to actually let loose and no longer held it firmly, as if that your prayer to it have made it release the blade for your use. And then you pick up the sword, you held the hilt, you feel a slight tingle coursing from your hands, your veins, your brains, and you feel as if that this sword felt a bit familiar to you, but you can't remember what it is. And the sword on your hand, then you held it tight. Then you put it with the scabbard together, and then the moment you took that fine, magnificent blade from the sarcophagus, the guardian inside, or the knight inside, crumbles to dust immediately.
I say, thank you, my brother. Now you're at peace. And I will take up the watch.
You took up the sword, you look at it again. There are writings from the top of the hilt, the top left and the right. Writings, I'm sure of, but the blade itself is sharp. And then you turn to the wall behind you and perhaps to the two chests, but the spiders just stood there as if staring at you, not moving, not even dare to even attack you. Okay, your last action, what do you do?
Is the key disappeared?
The key did not disappear, apparently. It is still there.
Oh. I retrieve the key.
Mm-hmm.
And as a greedy person, you will check the chest, but I don't want to get stuck in here. So I want to head out. Bow and head out.
Alright. You quickly head out, ignoring the two chests. You've been here for quite some time, maybe for 5 minutes, you think to yourself, maybe 10. Then you have, and then you quickly turn to see that your companions are no longer in the hallway. But you're surprised to actually see them further down ahead, near the cross junction. But as you went out, then the battle inside this chamber still goes on. Round 2. Okay, Petion, what do you do?
Well, I'm gonna try taking out the one I hit before, so I'm gonna aim and fire.
Alright. Oh, critical hit.
Oh.
You need to roll for damage. You completely destroyed the skeletal body and it crumbles to thousands of pieces, saving perhaps your comrade right in front of you.
Help
And
me
then-
with this one. As I call towards the one I just.
14, 10, 6, 1. Okay, that's quite damaging. Right, okay, this one. Next warrior. Surprised to see you. Okay, that's a hit. Okay, damage. Three piercing. Okay, that's not much. So 1. Again, the sword held by that warrior is not enough to actually smash through the bones or the skeleton to me. You think to yourself, maybe they should have brought some mace or war hammer. You think to yourself. Now the skeletons again attack the warrior and swings its sword at it, and it hits. And then the warrior receives 4 slashing damage.
Which one is the health? Is it the red or the?
The red one. You just need to click on the health, put -4.
Right. How much was it? 4?
Yeah, 4.
Yep.
And then that's it. Then the Legionnaire again attacks you the moment you use crossbow. And what's your armor class?
16.
16, that's a hit. I'm gonna put 16 here on the green bar. Okay. He actually took the spear. The moment you use your crossbow to shoot at a skeleton, this skeleton little Legionnaire then pierce you with its spear for 6 piercing damage.
Pain.
Then this warrior here with no longer any opponent facing him. What do? What does it do? Stand there and cheer at you, or assist in attacking?
Actually, he can't move there. Hold up. Yeah, it's gonna move over to assist me with the Legionnaire. Sure, click right one and take a swing.
Okay, that's okay. No. Right. Okay, that's a hit. Damage 3. That's still 1. Okay. 1 damage. Right, and then that's done. Then round 3. Alright, then round 3. Okay, now heading straight to Durotan, the others. Okay, Durotan, Rhin'zey, Waruay, Algan, the others. What you guys want to do?
Since Durotan noticed the door, he basically looks at Waruay and say to him,
Can you go and check the door to see if, if it can be opened?
Yeah, sure. Has up here been checked for traps yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, I will just run along the wall, and drop down in front of the door. Do I need to do a check for that?
When you head over to the door, Waruay, you realize there's no doorknob.
Oh. Is there... I'll look around the door. Is there a mechanism to open the door?
There is a hole right in the middle of this door. Apparently, that requires something to be slot in. A small hole, apparently. You're not too sure about whether it's a hole, it's a keyhole, or a hole.
Like, how big is the hole? Is it enough for... Is it small enough just to fit a key, or is it bigger than a key?
It's big.
Like for an object.
It's too big to fit a key, but it's big enough to actually fit a very small hand.
I'll do a quick look around the sort of the markings of the door. Does it look, say, malevolent, or is there anything to indicate that if I try putting my hand in, that I would just immediately lose it?
Roll for insight.
No, I guess not.
You aren't sure? Maybe it's not that dangerous.
I'll yield back to the others. I think I found a way. It's like, just give me a second, and I will put my left arm into the hole, and I'll reach right in looking for something to grab onto to open the door.
Right. Okay. You actually got up, put your hand inside. You feel something that you can actually grab hold to. It's like a bar inside the door, like inside that hole itself, which you can actually either pull or push or turn left or turn right.
I'll give it a little bit of a jiggle. Does it feel like it goes in a particular direction?
So when you jiggle it, it turns clockwise or anti-clockwise. It turns either way.
Well, clockwise is always usually good to start off with. I'll start slowly turning it clockwise.
Okay, you turn it slowly, and then you hear.
Oh, that's not good. I'll yell out behind me. Just a second. I think I turned it the wrong way. Then I will turn it in.
Okay, and then you turned it again. You feel as if there's gonna be like 3, 4,
Mm-hmm.
and then 5, and after that, you feel as if that there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for like 1,
Hmm.
and then you hear nothing happens.
4, 5. Interesting. With my arm still in the door, I'll yell out. It's like, I think it's some type of puzzle lock. It's like I can turn it clockwise or anti-clockwise.
Which,
It goes in a couple of times, but then like it resets. I think.
which,
Yes. Meanwhile, Patreon, roll for perception.
Oh, who? Oh,
Alright, okay. Right, Patreon, while you're actually busy fighting the undead right in front of you, you heard the door behind you as if somebody is trying to open it up. Like,
oh no.
yeah, you think to yourself, more enemies? But you're unsure. Who's trying to open the door? But you think to yourself, undeads are not smart enough to open doors. But you ignore and shrug because you have much worse things right in front of you right now. Okay, Waruay, you're done. Okay, Durotan, what do you do?
First of all, I'll be rolling perception to check for traps in front of me before going and helping Waruay.
Nope, you don't see any trap right in front of you because Waruay already went further ahead. So if
Oh.
there was any trap, he would have triggered it first.
Okay. I go and help him, and Bayang, he's gonna be like assist, standing right here since I cannot roll for him. And what can I roll to assist him in opening the door?
Okay, what you can roll, you can't really assist by opening the door, but you can try to assist Waruay by looking inside and see how it's been turned. Waruay did actually tell you that it's actually that it moves in 360 degree clockwise or anti-clockwise, and there's 6 mechanisms inside, which if you click on it every time you turn, it makes a clicking sound, click, 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 and that's about it. But you need to know which is the clicking sound which actually opens the door. But sadly enough, the person that knows about it is inside the room. So now, when you look inside, roll for investigation.
Okay.
And might as well you just type roll d20 plus Bayang's wisdom modifier also.
Oh, let me first roll for Bayang then. So just give me a moment to open his character sheet, and his investigation is a +3. So,
Yep.
just give me a sec. +3. This is for Bayang to assist, and nope.
Nope.
And mine is. Oh, token. So, what
Okay.
does my 15 give me?
Okay, you look around. You look at the door. You look around you. You look at the 2 spots from the left and the right. You notice something, Durotan. It's like written, perhaps in like you see numbers, perhaps dwarvish numbers. The Duga Bayang also notice it slightly, and then after that, then when you look at it, on the left side of the door you see 2. On the right side of the door you see 4.
Okay, left side is 2, the other side is 4, is it?
Yes,
Okay. 2,
but your action's done. Okay, Rhin'zey, your turn.
Yep, can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Ken.
Yep, alright. Well, I walked up. My torch thing is obviously not working, so let's just pretend that, it's with me when I put it there. Right. Oh, okay.
I'm surprised you guys can't
Perception? May I roll perception?
Perception on what?
If I can hear something,
All right.
around.
Yeah, you can actually, even with your passive of 10, you can hear there's something going on inside that room. Those sounds of clashing swords, sounds of battle inside.
Okay. Obviously we want to go to the other side of his door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can't seem to open it.
Yep.
Is it closed by magic? Do we know what's
Mm,
wrong with this door?
not sure. It's like Durotan was actually busy investigating the door when you came in.
Okay. I guess I'll do an investigation as well.
Alright, roll for investigation. This all happened while Durotan was actually busy looking at the door, looking at the left, looking at the right, looking at Waruay. Okay, and then Rhin'zey, you see where Durotan's looking at. He looked at the left while you're looking to the right. When you look at the right side of the door, near the wall itself, you see a number like written. It's quite dwarvish, but dwarvish numbers are quite normal and quite common. You see it's actually 4 on the right side. And after that, when Durotan turned to the right side of the door, you turn to the left side of the door. Then you see 2, and Durotan see 4. And both you and Durotan was doing this at the same time.
What is the meaning of this? Can I roll Arcana? I think it's got to do something about that.
Alright, go ahead, roll Arcana.
Arcana.
There's nothing magical about this door. There's no runic writings even on this door. To you, this door, and there's the doorknob itself where Waruay's little hands are actually inside the hole itself. He's actually standing there right in the middle. He's actually like standing there, putting his hands inside, and while looking at you and Durotan, trying to figure out what's going on with the door. But since both of your actions done, okay, Elgin, passing to you, then to Tyrson. Okay, Waruay, to Elgin.
Right. After hearing there's a 2 on the left and a 4 on the right, I'm gonna try turning it anti-clockwise by 2. Then once that clicks in, I will turn it clockwise by 4.
Okay, but Durotan didn't tell you yet.
Oh, hasn't he? I thought he said that.
No,
Haven't.
I did actually. I typed it in the chat.
Mm.
I
Okay, you have to wait for your action first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because now it's Elgin's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess, does Elgin see Tyrson come out of the hole?
Yep.
Tyrson, down here. Tyrson?
Tyrson is possessed.
Are you okay? You look different.
Oh yeah,
I think
I
you're
see
touching
you.
in medical items.
I'll be down there in 2 turns, so it's fine.
What is this turn you speak of?
Turns of being healthy and stuff.
Okay, Elgin is just gonna stand there, and as Tyrson's walking down, sort of argue, just talk.
Okay. And while actually Tyrson, to show what actually happened to Tyrson inside the room, suddenly he's talking weirdly. He's saying, "I will be there in 2 turns." He tells. Yeah. Something must be wrong.
I'm a little concerned. Actually, I want to do a check, see if he's okay. He doesn't seem like himself.
Okay. Right, Elgin. Roll for Arcana. Oh yeah, it doesn't work. I feel as if that only the players can roll this, guys.
Or you in this case.
Yeah.
He has 0 on that, so just a straight up roll. You know what it is? It's just the light. It's the humidity and the smell down here. Just he wants to get back out in the open. He doesn't want to come down here.
Yes, as a druid, you kind of wait to actually leave this dungeon and solve whatever that needs to be solved in this dungeon. But Tyrson, what do you want to do?
Scratch my chin. I'll head towards Elgin. Yeah, about That's my turn. Yep, I'll get there. Just it's a long walk. Crazy
Right.
elf.
Man, how old is Tyrson to a point that he gets tired from such a short walk?
Have you tried doing running, Tyrson? Like we druids do it all the time. You know, you can't skip leg day.
Okay. Right, Tyrson are taking quite some time to actually head over those Hoard junction. But meanwhile, the battle inside around 3. Right. Keon, what are you gonna do? You can't use your crossbow at melee range, otherwise you have disadvantage. Otherwise, the man or this skeleton will just hit you. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to aim for the skeleton behind him.
Okay, you have disadvantage because the other one is blocking your view.
Alright, so if I move out of the way, then I'll be fine, right? So like move left or right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. As long as you're not out from the threat range, no attack opportunity.
Yeah, okay. So will this do, or should...
Yeah, you go ahead.
Ready, aim, and... fire. God.
Oh, natural 1. Okay, I'm gonna be using my
Ow.
critical fumble tables right now for range
Oh
weapon.
boy, here we go.
Okay, range weapon. Please roll a d20 and please don't roll a 1 or 2.
Yep, hold up, the turn is blocking it.
11.
Oh, that should be alright.
11 should be okay. Alright,
Fire.
11. Okay, oops. You hit unintended random target. Ooh, man. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alright, okay, alright. Please roll please roll a d20. 1 to 10 you hit the skeleton. 11 to 20 you hit your companion. Holy moly.
You should have made it the reverse. You should have made it the reverse. 1 to 10.
Okay, roll damage against your own companion, please.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Oh god!
No!
Your companion is dead.
Oh no!
Which
You aim the crossbow at the skeleton warrior himself. But because of the Legionnaire blocking your sight and trying to attack you at the same time, he hits your crossbow and your crossbow swerves and hit your companion instead, blasting him to the edge of the wall and dies.
That's almost max damage as well. That's a point off max damage. Are you kidding me?
And to the shock and dismay of your other Aab'Shagua warrior comrade, he was shocked to see why he screams to you and speaks your own language. It's like, we are friends, but the enemy.
It was a mistake.
But
Wait, by companions, like, wait, what was the other option if it was 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
1 to 10 was I
yeah.
hit a skeleton.
Yeah, exactly. 1 to 10, he would hit the skeleton. He rolled a nat 20. Of all
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
time. I'm like, if only you.
That nat 20 isn't actually a nat 20, that's a nat 1.
Yeah, but then I also rolled max damage. Almost a point off max damage.
the skeleton warrior, after the death of your companion, quickly charged in and then attacks you with his sword. And I roll an 18, and you receive 5 slashing damage. Okay, didn't expect that to happen, but only 1. Yes, the critical fumble table is insanely crazy. Yes, but it happens to bad guys also. Now the Legionnaire attacks. Okay, I'm gonna be rolling a 1d6 for this one. 1, 2, 3, attacking your companion. 4, 5, 6, attacking you. Okay, attacking your companion. Alright, gonna be rolling for the Legionnaire. And critical hit on the companion with a spear. And your comrade receives 7 HP piercing damage. 7. minus 7 piercing damage. And then after that, the Aab'Shagua warrior retaliates.
You're joking.
Wow, natural 1. I think their morale just dropped. Ray, roll a d20, please. 11 again. Oops. Oops. But the rules say that as long as there's somebody within 5 feet of him, so you don't accidentally hit your companions. So you still need to roll to hit again to see whether you manage to penetrate the armor of the Legionnaire. Okay, nope, it's a miss. Legionnaire blocks with his shield. Nothing happened. Now round 4. Okay, round 4. Okay, Waruay. You heard what Durotan and Rhin'zey told you. It's like 2 on the left, 4 on the right. So you decided to turn the knob. 2 anti-clockwise and 4 clockwise. Is that what you did, or you 4 anti-clockwise or 2 clockwise?
No, that's what I did. Yeah, a 2 on the left, which is what? Yeah, anti-clockwise, and 4 on the right, which is clockwise.
Okay, you did that. 2 on the left, and then 4 on the right, and then you hear click, 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 and then you hear, and then the door opens. To your surprise, the door actually opens. It slides to the left and to the right, from the middle. And what you see is, you see 2 people with yellow glowing eyes, with slightly dark energy covering their faces, wearing some sort of human armor. But what you notice is they're also fighting undead. So, what do you do, Waruay? Last action.
Well, if they're fighting undead, they can't be bad people, and
Grave robbers, attack them. Okay.
well, that would be for the others to decide. But this is a chance to beat up more undead, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to run in. Just a sec. I need to see how.
Yep. On the square, 20 feet. There's 60. No, using the square, so every square is 5 feet.
Oh, okay.
So 10, 20, 30, 40. By 40 feet, you're able to reach.
Okay, I will spend a key point to give me up to 60 feet jumping distance, and I will run as far as I can, and I will jump in for the rest of it to get in there.
Alright. Okay. Right, you did that. Okay, Durotan. The moment the door opens, it slides to the left and to the right. Immediately you see Waruay charge in and using his key, like, yeah! It's not running in. What do you do, Durotan? Okay, Waruay, roll for initiative.
Don't I get an attack as
No,
the
roll
action,
initiative
or
first.
just running? Oh, okay.
1 moment, I'll be back.
Okay, Rhin'zey, what do you want to do? Rhin'zey, the door opens and you see Waruay and Durotan immediately charge in together with Bayang.
Rhin'zey? You there, buddy?
I think he said he was gonna be right
Right, no,
back.
I am. I'm here.
May not.
Do I have to roll initiative as well?
Yep,
Hello?
roll initiative, round 4.
Oh, right. Got it. Initiative.
For Durotan, he'll be like, taking out his battle axe, which is already ready and runs. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's 30. I'll be right here. He'll be like,
Skeleton.
Use the squares, yeah?
yeah,
Use the squares.
yeah, I've used it. This is
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, that's basically about 30. And I will too bad everybody's in melee range, so I cannot do anything. But I'll be like trying to get the attention of this fella to come and attack me. So what do I do?
Let's roll for initiative. You didn't roll for initiative.
Oh.
I didn't see you in a
Yeah.
turn order. Okay.
What can I do to get the attention of this skeletal champion to come in and ignore everybody but me?
Well, quite difficult because you're starting around 4. So, okay, this is what happened. Hang on. The moment after you did the mishap, after you accidentally killed one of your Aab'Shagua warrior companions, the door behind you opens up, and to your surprise, you see a small little kobold actually rush in. But not to attack you, but quickly rush in towards to face the Legionnaire right in front of you. But you have the first initiative again during this round. You see one undead warrior with a short sword and shield right in front of you, and the Legionnaire with his spear and its large shield. What do you want to do?
Well, seeing as I can't attack at range, I'm gonna holster my storm bow again, and just double checking.
Okay, but before that, please roll a wisdom saving throw because of killing your own companions.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay, you are stunned because of that.
no.
Okay, you are incapacitated. What is incapacitated? This is you can't take actions or reactions. Disturbed. You are now stunned of your action after killing your own friend, after killing companions from your same village. I have to deduct the population of the village now.
oh,
Yep. So, and be careful not to let this guy die also, otherwise your population will drop. And then after that, there is a for before we continue, we have a reputation. We have a reputation rule in this game. So meaning that your reputation have to stay in 0 and minus or plus. If you're a hero, it becomes plus. And then after that, it becomes much worse. It becomes negative. So now you're stunned. So you just roll 6 on your wisdom save. So you can't do anything for now until somebody actually comes over and save you, or try to knock some sense into you, or try to use their persuasion and tell you that snap out of it and so on. Okay, so now it's Bayang's turn. Okay, Bayang will. Let me see. Okay, this guy moves in and then punches the Legionnaire.
nice.
But the Legionnaire actually saw it coming and blocked with his shield. 15 and 12 is not enough to actually penetrate. Now the Underskeleton actually attacks the stunned warrior with a crossbow. The crossbow is actually quite unique, Waruay. We're actually standing next to her. It's actually, you're not unsure whether it's actually a crossbow, or is it a cat, or is it a hand cannon. But the skeleton attacks him anyway. But you push the stunned warrior to the side, but he got hit because of whatever happened to him. Suddenly you notice that this warrior next to you somehow lost the will to fight and then got hit. Okay, Rayon, you got hit for 4 slashing damage. And then the Legionnaire actually sees you, Waruay, and then the Legionnaire attacks you. And then again, nope, 9, and then nothing. Okay, Durotan, where are you?
Okay, finally. Okay, that's 5 and 15. Let me just stand here. That's 15. If I were to move to this square, from this square to where I am now, does it cause me to get attack of opportunity or nothing?
No, they will not give you. It will not cost any AO. So as long as you move away from it, then you'll get an AO.
Oh, okay. Since I hear, he'll be like, roar! He'll be like, rage as he attacks this skeleton with his hand axe.
Oh, wrong person. Oh yeah, I forgot. The crop image is very big.
So
Okay.
attacking the skeletal. Did it hit?
Did it hit? No, the skeleton actually blocked it with his short sword.
Hmm.
But then again, because of your strength, you pushed down and then struck the collarbone of the skeleton, damaging it. But because you're using a hand axe, it's going to be half damage.
Okay. Since I'm raging, and I'll be rolling for the damage. That's 6 half. That's sorry. No, not 6.
3.
That's 6, 7, 7. Yeah, 3 damage.
Not enough to actually fell the undead skeleton. After that's done, okay, Rhin'zey, your turn.
Right, I'm gonna go all the way here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna hit this one with grip attack. This one. And yeah, when you hit a creature with a weapon that can expand one spirit type, tend to knock the target down. You add the superiority dice to the attack's damage roll, and if the target is large or smaller, it must make a strength 4 saving throw. Yeah, so
And roll to it.
I'll roll my superiority dice first. Just do it manually. It's not rolling, is it? D8. Yep, it's a 4, and I'll attack with my greatsword with double hand. I don't think that hits. I mean, it's point blank essentially.
9, no, nope, this didn't hit. Didn't connect. This skeleton
I
wall
hit.
actually saw it coming. Nope, didn't hit. 9 is too low. Even if it's base AC of 10, you missed. Okay. And after that, you completely miss. And then after that, alright, the Aab'Shagua Warrior. This one. Okay, roll to hit.
Right?
Right, are you there?
Yeah, no, I was just taking a while to reload.
Okay, 17. Okay, 17 is a hit. Against his armor class of 17. Roll for damage. 5. Okay, that's 2. This guy is still alive. And then lastly, Waruay. Okay, they all have advantage against 2 undead. You might as well save this later for long rest. The 17 is a hit. Only 4 bludgeoning damage. Okay, bludgeoning. You punch it, bones splatter, but still alive. And then round 5. Meanwhile, Elgin and Tyrson. Okay, Elgin, you heard the battle. The door opens. You stood there while waiting for Tyrson. You know that perhaps your companions can win this battle due to a number of facts that perhaps there's strength in numbers. But what you will do, Elgin? You wait for Tyrson to stay in the hallway or join the combat.
Yeah, I just realized I was muted. I mentioned Elgin would want to get straight into the combat. He seemed to be very interested in it before, so Tyrson seems to be doing whatever Tyrson's doing. He will go towards to enter combat. Let's see. Okay. Wait,
Yeah, you can't fireball, you can't do any range, you have disadvantage.
Yeah, I don't think he is within attack range for his firebolt, is he? No.
Let's say now 1, 2, 3, 4. Firebolt is 120 feet. Should be able to reach. Just that you need to roll for disadvantage. Let me roll for it. You just need to tell me what attack, and I'm going to be rolling for the attack. Okay, short bow, sacred flame, guiding bolt. I think it's guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt? Yep. Oh no, you need to cast at a level. He's out of spell slots, so you can only use cantrips. Which, sacred flame.
Yeah, sacred flame, which you can't use. There's something wrong with the character sheet. Sacred flame, let me roll for sacred flame. Dexterity say 14 and a 13. Sacred flame. On which undead actually?
I know. I'll go that one. The one that isn't armored.
Okay,
Looks
let
like
me roll
most
for
likely.
dex save. Okay, dex save. Let me roll.
Should I reload in to try and get it to work again?
I'm not too sure whether it works because Aizen did the same and still nothing. You know,
It's a roll
yeah.
20. It's a roll 20 issue or new future to prevent quote unquote people from manipulating the character sheet or the rolls.
I wonder if
Okay, the skeleton failed his dex save and got burned by the sacred flame. You see it actually screaming in pain. If you could actually hear it howl, if you actually had any lungs to actually scream.
no, that
But
didn't work.
then Tyrson, you see Elgin rushing into combat. He was still holding Dark Blade in your grasp. Do you join the combat or stood there and just watch and cheer for them? You can do it.
I'm going to run and harry him. They might need my aid, so I'll be here. That's all my movement.
Okay, alright. Okay, now it's already round 5. Okay, just roll for initiative. I need to do a proper one. Roll initiative.
Yep.
Waiting for your roll to appear. It's not rolling. Okay, right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be deciding it.
I should be in the order now. Yeah.
5. Okay. Alright. Ready on. Again. You need to repeat the saving throw. Roll for wisdom saving throw. You need to beat a 10. Okay. You still fail, you're still stunned, you're still incapacitated. You're still there, you're thinking to yourself, you lost a companion, you lost a friend. And you're not too sure. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna tell the family once you actually return back to the village? But suddenly you see all these people next to you, helping you out, beating this undead. Now, not all is lost. Perhaps companions can be made even in the darkest time, even in the deepest dungeon. You think to yourself, but they are there. They notice you. Your will to fight is lost. Now, Elgin, what do you want to do? Sacred Flame again?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I'll walk in a little bit closer to get a better view of everything. What's going on?
Oh, one damage only.
Yeah, he'll probably want to do Sacred Flame again.
On the same guy. Okay, gonna be rolling. Dex save. Okay, submit. Alright, dex save. Yes, it's a fail, so it's only 1 HP. Burning the skeleton again, but still alive. Okay, now it's Bayang's turn. Okay, Bayang gonna be doing his monk style as usual.
Bayang will attempt to target this fella to disarm him from his weapon.
Oh, don't forget advantage. These all have advantage.
Yeah, advantage. It's always advantage. Nope. The Legionnaire's AC is just too high. Now it's the skeleton's turn. The skeleton. Okay, I'm gonna be rolling a 1d6 for this one. 1, 2 on Rice's character, on 3, 4 Rhin'zey, 5, 6 Durotan. Okay. Durotan. Okay, rolling to hit Durotan. And nope, it's a miss. You block with your hand axe. Nothing happened. Now it's the Legionnaire's turn. Legionnaire again. I need to roll 1d6 to see who he attacks. Okay, Bayang, Zorai. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, Waruay. Okay, attacking Waruay, and Waruay, you notice the attack coming. The spear actually come very, very fast. and you dodge it easily. And then after that, immediately straight to Durotan. Durotan, what you do?
Attack the skeleton in front of me again with my hand axe.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Okay. You don't have to do anything. You only have 3 HP left. Okay. Okay. Declare your move. It's natural 20 anyway.
Basically, after he attacks me and I block it with my axe, he just like remove the axe to reveal like a grin, and he's like,
That's not attack. This is an attack.
and he just like slice off the skeleton skull in half, and just before with the bodies collapsing, I use this, since I killed him off myself, I use this to absorb some of his soul into myself. Thus I gain one of his things. You consume in a creature portion, gaining temporarily HP equal to the creature's CR plus my Constitution modifier, and I get to replace what are his immunities and or advantages?
Okay. Raging. Oh, only when you finish raging you get this. Okay. Until. So how long is this one? For a while only, right? For a minute.
Yeah, just until I finish raging, I basically keep depending if he's like immune to a certain type of damage, I can take that immunity as myself and or anything. That's why I want to know like what are his immunities or conditions or whatever.
Immunity to slashing weapons, and that's about it.
Okay, I'll take immunity to slashing weapon, and what's his CR?
CR half.
Okay, equals to the creature CR plus yeah, because I want to know his
So meaning there is only minimum of 1.
Yeah, that's
so half CR doesn't mean much. And then your Constitution modifier plus what's your Constitution modifier?
Plus 2.
Plus 2 plus that's it, plus 2.
Okay. So I have a plus 2 temporarily hit points, and after that since I haven't moved, I move to that's 5 and that's 10 to be behind the skeletal champion. While you're yelling Valhalla.
Right. After that's done, again, Rhin'zey, you're impressed to see Durotan smashing the skeletons. What do you do?
Well, firstly, before I do anything, I'm gonna call out to Durotan. I'm like, for Valhalla, are you saying you're gonna die here? You're just gonna leave me?
No, I'm not going to leave you. This is the war cry of the god of war. Any death I kill are dedicated to him.
You are not allowed to die without my permission, friend.
Same to you, maggot.
And I will walk over here, and I'll attack this.
Alright, go ahead.
And this time it's personal. So right into his face, I will blow my fire breath, or whatever it's called, fire blast.
Fireball.
Fireball.
Is it a cold attack? I hope it's okay. Fireball.
Yeah, fireball.
Firebolt.
Fireball.
Oh, I was going to say, wait, you can breathe fire?
Yes. Same here. I felt like a Leonin can breathe fire.
Fireball into melee range have disadvantage, as usual. So
Roll again.
okay,
Pick the lowest.
roll again. Just don't roll 1.
Roll again.
Yeah. You need to roll
I
twice.
roll again.
Pick the lowest if it's disadvantage.
Shit.
I said don't roll 1. Don't roll 1.
Not
Don't
roll
roll
a 1.
Don't roll a 1. Okay, alright. Oh man, what is going on? Roll a d20, please.
Oh, wait, doesn't the advantage from the draconic roll would cancel out the disadvantage?
Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, so meaning he doesn't need to roll natural 1.
Oh, okay.
So meaning that he cancels out, so it's 12. Okay, nothing happened. Luckily, because if you roll 16, let me tell you what happened if you roll 6. Oops again. So wow.
Another
Oops.
NPC.
Yeah, another NPC or hitting Durotan or whoever that's around him. Okay. So okay, nothing happens. So 12 is nothing. It just hit the shield. The skeleton warrior actually blocks the shield the moment you try to fireball. Okay, Tyrson, you're outside of the hallway. Elgin actually rush in and actually mean to cast a second flame. What do you do?
I put away the sword and equip my spear. I move my full action to here. Kind of occupy that square because there's someone in it. So probably can be here. That's my turn.
Alright, yeah.
That's my full
Okay.
turn. Yeah.
Out of Aab'Shagua warrior. Turn.
Your turn, Roy.
I think he rolled for it already. Just waiting for it to come.
Okay.
Okay. Any second now. What's the rules?
Yeah, hold up.
Mm-hmm.
33. Yep, it's a hit.
It takes me a while to click on the character.
6 piercing. Okay, not enough. Yes, that's -3. Okay, that's done. You stab it. The weapon just go through his rib cage. Nothing much. Okay, Waruay, you're the only one doing bludgeoning here. What do you do?
Right, since it's sort of get to that point, I'm sort of gonna jump onto it and sort of grab its shoulders, and I'll use my unarmed attack, but as like headbutting it.
Alright. Okay, that's a hit. That's a hit. 16 is not a hit. 17 is the only hit. 16, 15, 16, nope, nothing.
Oh, so 17 is the only one it hits, not the upper attack? Okay. So, 5 damage then.
Yep,
Because I got my
5.
arm. Yep.
Okay, you punch it, you headbutt it, you can see the crack on the skull, but not enough to actually kill it completely. Now it's round 6. Okay, Petri, on your turn, roll for wisdom saving throw. DC 10 only. Snap out of it! Warrior! Somebody need to give a slap to this person in a moment just to wake the person up.
Alright, Elgin
you're
walks over
actually
there
kidding
and
Oh, yeah. Well,
just gives it a little slap.
okay, Elgin, you notice this warrior is like the will to fight is no longer there. What do you want to do?
I suppose I already said it, so
Step out of it.
I'll go over there and
Roll persuasion, please. Yeah.
I was going to say slap him by casting guidance, but yeah, I suppose that works as well.
Okay.
Persuasion.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Your persuasion doesn't work.
Oh, but
I need to roll for it.
That's right. No, that's right. I can just do a roll at D20.
No, not enough. You shake this warrior right in front of you. As a druid, Elgin, you know that the faces of this creature in the forest is like, even though you can't see the features of their face by only the yellow glowing eyes, you know them as part of a different world. But most of the time, the druids always leave them alone. But you're unsure why this warrior's will, why this warrior refused to fight. You're unsure, but you do see a remain of another Aab'Shagua warrior at the end of the wall, splattered blood everywhere. And then Bayang again punches this skeletal warrior and connects.
When I see the body over there, is anything I can do for him? Like, as Elgin knows some magic healing and able to sustain people near death with magic.
No, it's no longer near death, it's already dead.
Okay.
And the Legionnaire Attacks. Okay, rolling on 6. Okay, rolling D6. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, alright. 2. Okay, attacking Waruay. And we're rolling to hit. Then 21. Okay, with a spear, and okay, Waruay, you receive 6 piercing damage. The spear. The moment the skeletal Legionnaire grabbed you, put you to the floor, and used his spear to impale you.
I just like to eep, as it grabs me.
Yeah. And then Durotan, you notice that Waruay just got pierced by the spear. What do you do?
Okay, I'm like, leave the wait. Leave the short one alone and pick on someone your own size. As I, attack him with full force with my hand axe. And
Okay, that's a hit.
It's a hit. That's 6 in total.
6 in total, 3 HP only. Okay, still alive. And then Rhin'zey, your turn.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yep, can.
Yeah.
Yep. Right, I'm gonna. Alright, looks like the first guy with the shield is a bit hard to get, so I'm gonna slip around. Like where Durotan is, so I go 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna try and attack this one now.
No.
And
Oh no, that's
That's
no,
an ally.
that's not the enemy.
That's an ally. That's a,
Oh, that's an ally. Okay, sorry, just looks a bit behind.
Actually, I don't mind. I don't mind if you attack because you don't know. He doesn't know. As a player and a character, he doesn't know. It could be the enemy. I will allow it. You can go and attack the ally. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
it's very
okay.
brain
Would it be metagaming if I just do unarmed?
Because
is
right
that
now, it's metagaming. You know there is an ally, but in truth, Rhin'zey probably doesn't know, and because this character here is still distraught over what she did, so she couldn't stop you, even if she could. So I will allow you to attack this NPC.
No. So I'm saying that, alright, in metagaming, I would know that I wouldn't. He's an ally, so I wouldn't attack. But because my character doesn't know, is it metagaming for me not to use a weapon and just use my unarmed strike?
Well, you just went out from the threat range of this Legionnaire, so immediately he would have attack opportunity unless you're standing next to Durotan. So, but I think I will assume you'll be standing here next to Durotan and not this side instead. If you're standing here, where you are standing right now, there's an attack opportunity. But if you stand here next to Durotan, there's no attack opportunity. But you are allowed to attack the NPC because you don't know who this person is. To you, he looks like the enemy because you don't know who this person is. So you can attack with your weapon.
Out of character, I'm sorry, mate. In character, I don't know who he is, and I think it's in character for me to
Yes, it's in character.
move with fury. Hopefully, I can get inspiration off of this, but I don't mind if I don't. Let's see. I'll go with Firebolt. I'll be using Great Sword.
Okay, roll to it.
I'll go with Great Sword.
Six. You missed. The Aab'Shagua warrior is in shock and surprised to see you coming at him and swinging him with your great sword. Luckily for him, he dodged to the side. Okay, Tyrson, you notice Rhin'zey charged in to attack an unknown warrior you've never seen before. But you notice that the undead is busy fighting the rest of your companions and others they've never met. Okay, what do you do, Tyrson?
I'm gonna yell loudly at the Legionnaire to stop and obey, and in Elvish.
All right. Persuasion.
Yep.
A +1 bonus. Okay, go ahead. Not enough. The Legionnaire actually ignores you. You can move.
Alright, I'm gonna move to here, and that's my turn.
Okay. Alright. The Aab'Shagua warrior. Here. The Aab'Shagua warrior can attack either the Legionnaire or attack at Rhin'zey because you're just being attacked when you do. Or you just let the dice decide. 1d6. 1, 2, 3. Attack Rhin'zey. 4, 5, 6. Attack Legionnaire.
Fling is
Not
also an
undead, even not dead. Okay, it's
Alright. Okay. Alright, it's a Legionnaire. 4, 5, 6. Roll to hit. Okay, Legionnaire actually blocks with a shield. Yep. It's true what Rhin'zey said. We metagaming. We didn't. It's not the. It's playing the character correctly. Okay, Waruay. Lastly, you.
Yeah.
You better roll to it. The Legionnaire only have 1 HP. You guys are not
Okay.
hitting it.
Yep. My first attack
Okay, both hits.
and my second attack.
Okay, declare your movement because you only have 1 HP. Declare your.
Okay. I will sort of leap and jump on top of it and rip its head off.
You rip
Just like-
its head off.
Actually, I will use because it's an unarmed strike. I will use my strike to sever its spine, connecting the head to the rest of the body. Then pull off its head as it slumps to the ground. Hold it
This-
in my other hand.
This happened seconds after Tyrson spoke Elvish to the Legionnaire. The Legionnaire was actually surprised, turned its gaze to Tyrson, spoke a little bit of Elvish to Tyrson, which Tyrson could not hear, but that was the time you jumped on its head, ripped its spine off, and then raised it up in the air, and then it says fatality. And then that's it. And then, but again, now, veteran, roll for wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Fatality.
What the?
You're
With
actually.
advantage. With advantage.
Yeah, I put advantage in the character sheet.
Oh, okay.
Then the Aab'Shagua warrior looks at Rhin'zey and then speaks to you, Rhin'zey, and says, Stop! Friend, we are friends.
Can I
Yeah,
respond to
no,
that?
Of course you can. You can swing to him immediately, or then I will just need to roll for the encounter again.
Okay, well, I just want to respond to him in terms of speaking to him. It's like, well, I swung my greatsword and I missed. So I'm like, as my body would have been turned, right? Like, because I'm swinging, my body would have been turned. And then I look over my shoulder. I'm like, I'm sorry. I haven't seen you before. I just like to, like, if I don't see anything that I haven't seen before, it's not, I don't know, it's friendly. Yeah, my senses just kick in. So I'm glad that I missed you, because if you were a friend, I would have been very devastated.
The warrior, then after that, he went straight to Petion, and after that looks at her, and then after that, Petion just there kneeling on the floor. Her face seems to be down, her eyes seems to look sad, even though it's just two yellow people, but this warrior then head straight nearby. Oops, wrong person. The cropping is too big. Okay. Then this warrior went over to the remains of what seems to be a friend of his, wearing the same armor, looking the same, but the body seems to be dismembered completely, broken bones. You see this warrior then kneel, and then said something, and then after that you see the body then disperse into dust. Okay, alright. Okay, and then, alright. Okay, and then we're going to go from left to right. Okay, Durotan, one action each for all of you. Okay, Durotan, what do you want to do?
how is the shield of the champion skeleton? Like, is it, in a good condition or what?
Yeah, it's in a, okay, when you want to look at it, it's in a good condition. Roll for perception.
Okay, because if it's in a good condition, I'm gonna take the sucker.
Yeah, you look at it, it's like slightly good. It's like nothing that a good blacksmith can do. It's a bit rusted. You notice the skeleton is just its head is missing, spine is gone, because Waruay is still holding its spine and the head together. You look at the shield, it could be quite good to be used if you actually pick it up. It's a large shield actually, and I'm using the rule differently than 5e. So it's like small shield, medium shield, large shield. Okay, it's like a heavy shield. So it's like +1, +2, +3, but because this shield gives you a +2.
Okay, so I'll look for a shield and I'll take away his spear, since they are both like quote unquote rusty items. I'll just take them. I'll look for
Mhm.
a +1 shield, and I'll just add it to my character sheet.
You're unsure which one is a +1 shield because there's a lot of shields here. So which one is a +1 shield? So you have to be more specific.
Because I have because I'll just take the normal +1 shield, which is while holding the shield you have a +1 bonus to AC, and that's it. Since it's not that special of a shield.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just
it's not a special shield.
I'll just make sure to edit my AC back to 15 since I'm not holding the shield. Otherwise, my AC will jump to 18, and I'll untick the shield to make sure. And the spear is a normal spear, right?
Normal spear.
Okay, I'll just add that to my thing, and yeah, you can move on to the next person.
Okay, Rhin'zey, what do you want to do?
Is combat over?
Combat's done unless you want to fight somebody else.
Nah, I'm probably quite shaken, mildly, after nearly killing a friendly. So, I'm like, yeah, just trying to, compose myself again, and, walking around the room. And, yeah, my first focus is on Durotan because, he was hurt quite a lot, and I ask him,
Mm-hmm.
are you okay? I can see that you're alive, so you've heeded my command not to die without my permission. How are you doing?
You just see him tapping his head, and while burping, you just see some smoke coming out of his body. He's like,
that was filling. Oh, I'm very fine, thank you. I got me a shield and a spear. A bit rusty, but that hasn't stopped any smith from cleaning them. Before I forget.
He walks over to this fella who looks sad. I kneel down since I'm assuming he's sitting. Crack his knuckles and, try to yell, roar at his face to snap him out of his condition. He's like,
Alright. Okay, okay. Petty on roll for wisdom saving throw with advantage again. Wow, your character is really sad. My God, 2 rounds of sadness. It's like, where is my Naruto sadness music?
We're gonna get deep.
Does it even flinch to the screaming?
Yes. Yeah.
Let me try.
It's like,
let me try RPing so I can roll perception.
Yep.
Wake up, you lazy pants, and be glad that you're alive. Be glad that the enemy is dead and you are victorious. What happened? Did you lose somebody in combat or what? Snap out of it.
As I attempt to help him stand up, and I'll roll persuasion. Where are you? Persuasion. Here we are.
Oh,
okay. Right.
nice.
Even if you roll persuasion, he already rolled with advantage anyway just
okay.
now, so nothing can be done. Okay, Tyrson, you see Durotan trying to shake this female warrior with a crossbow or some sort of hand cannon. It's like, but she's kneeling on the floor. She looks sad. Her eyes look sad. You know those Final Fantasy characters where it's like just the black head but only the yellow eyes and so on. So that's how you see. You only see the eye facial features. That's about it. What do you do, Tyrson?
First, I want to go to the dead bodies and say, your spirits are now free, my friend.
Roll religion.
And now you can live on in the void.
Okay, the moment you pray to their dead souls, you see the 3 skeletal remains. The Legionnaire and 2 others. You see a little small spark suddenly float from their eye socket and then suddenly flew towards the hilt of the blade that you took earlier. And you feel the power from the blade suddenly grew slightly stronger. You felt it. But the others, actually, when they turn, you see that spark of light suddenly float even from the spine that Waruay is holding right now, that a single spark of white light suddenly floated and flew towards Tyrson. Not to Tyrson's body, but to Tyrson's blade. A blade that none of you have seen him holding before. But let's go back to that later. Okay, Tyrson, last action.
Now I'll look over. So, my friend, I guess you lost someone looking over his shoulder, and the crossbow and the crossbow bolt. When you wield a weapon, you have to realize you will take someone's life. Sometimes it's the wrong person, but next time try to not kill someone who doesn't need it, my friend.
Roll for
And
persuasion.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Roll for wisdom saving throw with advantage again.
There we go. Okay.
All right. Okay. Guys, should defeat
Barely. Oh my god.
Slightly better. Slightly.
that you tried to weep, but there's no tears coming from your eyes because you can't shed it because from within that face mask that you're actually wearing, from within, your one eye socket is the one that's actually tearing, but nobody can actually see it. They only can see the magical items that you actually portray to the other heroes that they can see. But you slowly regain back your composure and then got back up, but still shaken because you roll a 10 on a 10. So you look at this particular person, this elf, which looks slightly pale with long black hair, wearing black. Seems to be everything for him is black. And he managed to actually got you up again by just telling you that taking a life is normal, even if it's by accident. Okay, but before I go to you, Waruay, what do you want to do?
Okay, as I'm holding the skull and that stuff that just happened with Tyrson, the floats out. Tyrson just walked off to have a conversation, didn't he? So since now my idea of having a pet talking skeleton skull is out of the question. So has the skeletons completely stopped moving now when that little spark left all of them? Have
You're
they all
unsure.
completely dead now?
You're unsure whether they're still moving. Yeah, unless you're a cleric of a religious thing or more into a warlock with necromancy. You probably don't know about this, but to you, you're unsure. The only
Did
thing
they?
you see is a small spark floating from the three bodies of the skeleton warriors and float towards Tyrson's blade. And that's about it. And then get absorbed by the blade.
Did the three skeletons come from the holes in the wall?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Well, I feel like I would, since like at the top when I put that other skeleton that remains back, probably one after what Tyrson just said to him, said to the remains, is like maybe ripping its head off probably wasn't a good idea in front of Tyrson. So I'm gonna like try and pick up the remains and sort of put them back into whatever hole where I think they came from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna like yell out to Tyrson, it's like, it wasn't us this time, I swear, we didn't touch anything.
You see Durotan looks at you and he says, and notices the holes are empty, but there's obvious, loot and everything. He tells you,
Don't forget to take the loot.
Okay. While Waruay was busy actually putting the remains back into the holes, it's like, then after that, Petion, you got back. You see the small kobold actually putting the remains of the undead into the hole. If not because of your other companions that tried to actually take the gems to be used by you and your tribe, none of the battle would actually started. But neither of you two are clerics to actually pray to the dead before taking the items. Okay, what do you want to do, Leon? You're just looking back to composure. You just accidentally killed a companion of the village that you're from. What do you want to do? Tyrson just talked to you, Leon, making sure that you got back to your senses.
Thank you for the kind words, Elf. Give me one moment. I'm gonna just walk past them and towards the other warrior. And I'm gonna kneel down before them and say, I apologize for the trouble I've caused. But we have something we must complete. I will be sure to inform the others of his. Once again, I do apologize for this, and I'm bringing you here as well. And you as well, as she looks towards the spot where his body was. I pray for your peace to whatever place you belong. Right. Now, we have something we must complete, and I'm going to try find for the gem that we originally came here for.
The Aab'Shagua warrior looks at you, and he said, losing our companion is just part of the mission. We have to complete what we come here for. We have to restore our tribal village by retaking the gems from deep within this dungeon, and with the people here that assisted us. And isn't it right for you to ask them for their help?
Yes, but I'll be sure to bring at least you home. And I turn to the party and says, my friends, I apologize for this sudden request, but would you be willing to assist us in our endeavors? At least for now.
I would imagine at this point Elgin would say, "Why were you here? Were you investigating the cause of the corruption, or did you do something while you were here?"
That as well. However, we are also looking for a certain item that is within these holes for the sake of our village. And as a slight explanation before, as the scene here, I misfired a while ago, and it resulted in one of my companions' death. I once again thank you for snapping me back to reality.
You're welcome. When he says essentially what he's here, do I believe you? Does Elgin believe him? I should say.
Her.
Herb.
Okay. Well, you can roll for insight. Okay.
Yeah, you got a 10.
Okay. Well, you're unsure to actually believe this person. They only have glowing eyes, on their faces. But for Elgin, he's unsure to even believe or even trust this person, and because perhaps that Elgin think that they just walk the dead in this chamber.
Well, I'll say, sure. As long as our goals are aligned.
But Bayang then called back and said, I believe that we should actually believe and trust this too. And it's better to actually have strength in numbers if we're going. And if they need our help, then isn't it right for us to actually investigate what's going on within this land, Tyrson? And since we're here, it's best to actually get further down. Isn't that right, Elf?
I agree. The big difference between taking and something it's not belong to you, it offends the dead. That's why it probably attacked you.
Yes, I do admit it was our fault the dead came. At least in this room, what we mistakenly and foolishly triggered a trap as resulted to the previous situation.
Yes, it probably is being here to protect the wonders of the trophies of my people. who gave their own stuff. I think that's why you see all these trinkets hasn't been touched to anyone else. Hasn't a grave robber robbed these corpses? Because there's meaning to taking something from the dead. You can take it, or you can ask for it. Big difference. But
However,
anyway,
I believe that at least the dead would be delighted to see that their past life might allow for their future generation to prosper more.
agree. This is when these corpses have been put to rest. I wasn't around, so nowadays it's a little bit different. But anyway, we move on. And I agree. I turn to Waruay and Durotan. You can take them, but use as respectfully.
I will only take what I need.
So
And
wish.
I'm gonna just start actually searching for the item in this room.
Elgin.
My screen froze. Hold on, let me just refresh the page.
Kelgan, using your insight, you see that Durotan, Waruay, and after that Rhin'zey is just like busy looking through the items on the wall. And Tyrson, you actually notice they actually want to pick up the things and take the things for their own. That's why you're actually busy talking to the new person in front of you.
Yeah, I'll tell them by raising my voice as I mention their names. You can take it. What you need,
Well,
but respectfully.
we're out of potions. I mean, are you injured?
Yeah,
Can I have
I'm fine, my friend.
I'm
Can I have 2 red and 1 blue?
Elgin
Potion?
and Turn, is this a shop to you?
If you have healing spice, I would like to request some. If not for free, I have ample amount to pay for.
No, it's fine. Payment is fine. This is not a cookie mart. You can grab it. Just use the item as respectfully. You don't need to leave any payment.
Imagine Elgin would be like, best leave to let the dead
Character.
and let it lie.
As a side note, I'm on free health out of 18.
Yeah, you can take
She is like
something.
actively like struggling to stand up, not only because of the shock of before, but she's literally her body is struggling
Okay.
to stand.
Unfortunately, I
Okay.
think Elgin is out of spell slots, I think.
Right?
Uh,
Okay, that is
he's-
done. Okay, I'm going to be going from left to right again. Okay, Durotan, what action do you want to do?
I'll basically give 1 red potion to. I'll actually give both potions to Waruay as I inspect the scroll. Here, what scroll is it?
You open up the scroll. You read it up. Roll Arcana, please.
Okay, one moment. All skills and RR. Where is it? Arcana. Oh, here we are.
Even though you're an orc from the mountains, when you look up the scroll, you actually understand it. Surprise, surprise, you think to yourself. You even surprise Waruay when you actually look at the spell. Waruay like thinking to himself, maybe you should be a wizard. Orc. An orcish wizard.
So what scroll?
Okay.
What scroll is it?
I'm gonna let you. Okay, I'm not gonna let you roll the 100 because I already rolled the 100 for it. Okay, it is a chromatic orb spell.
Ooh.
I just read it and say, ooh. Right?
You read it now. If you read it now, you're gonna cast the spell.
No. As in read it as in reading and writing. Reading, like.
Oh, I thought you're gonna read and cast the spell immediately.
Oh no! It's like reading the title and everything is like,
Cast it into the wall.
tidy. He
Right.
wraps it up again and say, Waruay,
toss this in your bag, please.
The scroll that you got. Okay, I will put it in with the 2 potions you handed me next to the other scroll that I picked up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got 2 healing potions. Okay, and 1 magical scroll. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And that's when I tell Waruay to... Okay, let's leave the rest. You know, the rest of it belongs to them, not to us. We only took what we needed.
Well,
Alright.
I would kind of want to have a look at that sword. I mean, everyone else is getting swords, so I wouldn't mind having a look at the sword.
Okay, it's the sword that the skeleton warriors actually used on you and your companions earlier on. You actually put the skeleton remains and you put on the sword on top of their chest again, and then you decided to take the sword again and look at it, and it's a really fine, really fine short sword. It's sharp. It's a short sword. It's a short sword. It's the normal short sword, but it deals 1d6 plus 1 damage.
Ooh, I'm gonna.
You can take it, my friend. You can take it.
I think
I'm
I
gonna
think he
be-
had it at this point. He's like, he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna let you guys steal everything.
I'm gonna be respectful.
Earlier on, it's like, Elgin, we must not be thieves. We must not be
I will
greedy. And
take
now,
only what I
go ahead.
need. Meanwhile, everyone else is looting the entire place.
Didn't touch the gem. I'll be respectful, and I will pick up the severed head that I broke earlier, and I'm going to say, while holding, is it okay if I take the short sword? Like, if it's not okay, just give me a sign now.
I turned around and say to Waruay, he's dead, okay? How dead you can be to not talk to you.
I'm surprised.
As Tyrson does that, I turn around and I point to Skull's face to also face Tyrson. And I'm nodding, and I'm also nodding the Skull's head forward as well.
Alright.
See,
Okay, alright.
there's a sign.
Alright, Rhin'zey, how about you?
What do? I wanna take 2 of those red potions and
Okay, you got 2 healing potions. The scroll.
try to figure out what this blue potion is.
Alright, roll. Okay. Blue potion is when you actually take a look at it. You're actually wondering what it is when you take a look. And then you open it up. You smell it. You didn't drink it though. You smell it. But roll for intelligence.
Intelligence.
Either nature or
Oh.
intelligence. Okay, you pass. You've seen many of these potions before being used by many of the scholars in your village at Cici's Woe, Rhin'zey. And this is actually a mana potion. When you drink it, it replenishes back your spell slots. Not all of your spell slots, though, because there is a finer mana, medium mana potion, and higher level mana potions. So, potions such as this usually restores back simple magical abilities of wizards, sorcerers, or spellcasters. But it's useless to you.
It's useless to me. Oh, okay. Well, I will carefully put the lid back on it and respectfully walk over to Elgin and I say, "You can have this." And so I give the mana potion to Elgin.
This is the mana potion to Elgin. Okay.
Yep. And I'll go back and examine these gems, the colored ones, and then there are pink ones. So I'm like trying to figure out what the difference between these 2 are.
Okay, you look at the gems. Simple. Everybody knows what gems is what. One is actually an azurite gem. It's like when you look at the gems itself, there are roughly about 10 gems. What you're looking at. One is azurite. And then after that, azurite, obsidian, and even a turquoise. But one particular gem actually struck your eye. One which is different. A bloodstone gem. One of them.
Well,
So what do you do?
I want to pick it up. I want to pick up one of the pink ones and about 3 of the colored ones
Okay.
and put it in my backpack.
Alright. Easily done.
Can Can
Okay,
you
let me tell you
write it
the
down
value.
what those
let me-
gems are so I can add it to my backpack?
Okay, so you took how many just now? Three. How many? How many? From three pink
Three
ones,
colored
right?
ones and one pink one.
Okay, three colored ones will probably be the azurite, obsidian, and turquoise. Okay, it's like each of them actually costs 30 gold piece if you sell it to the right market or the right merchant. And then the other ones, actually the bloodstones, one of them costs 50 gold piece if you sell to the right merchant. You're
50
rich.
G worth. Is this correct? Azurite, turquoise.
Yep.
Did I miss one?
It doesn't really matter actually. Azurite, turquoise, and also let you know. It's like, let me see. Azurite, obsidian, and turquoise.
Okay, obsidian. Right, I'm gonna add them to my backpack, and I also want to check out this scroll. That's my last action.
Alright, roll for Arcana.
Arcana. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna put it in my backpack anyway. And if I can't figure it out, I'll figure it out later.
Okay,
But
sure. Just roll for
Arcana.
You have no idea what you're looking at.
But I put it in my backpack anyways.
Yes, easily done.
Thank you, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Alright, Tyrson, you look at Durotan, Waruay, and Rhin'zey looking at stuff on the walls and stuff that are picking me up one by one. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna heal my new friend. Cast Cure Wounds.
Is it just me or Tyrson is very short here? Okay, better.
Yeah, he like stunk into the ground.
Yeah, because it's me.
Yeah,
This is a combat pose.
yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, no,
Alright,
he's
you
still
heal. You heal your new friend that you just met, like for 7 HP, and you feel better now, Tekion. It's like because of Tyrson, the paladin actually healed you back. Okay, Tyrson, last action. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna head back to the key room where I got the sword to look in those chests.
Okay, sure. Alright, you just bring your character there. Later, I'll get back to you. Okay.
Yep.
Alright, Waruay, you 2 actions.
Okay, well, everyone's sort of done looting and whatnot, and I don't really want to, like, disrespect, but I suppose I'll just have a look at the gems.
Mhm.
Before I do something else, I'll just have a quick look to see if there's, like, something there worthy of a gift that I could take back to if I go back to my village. Is there something worthy enough as a gem that I could give as a gift to my
Okay,
village?
other than Azurite, the obsidian, the Azurite, and the turquoise, which is 10 of them, like that's different colors each. And then after that, the bloodstone, which is slightly pink reddish. You told that the bloodstone is much more valuable, like if you take it. There's actually roughly about 5 of them actually.
Cool. Well, I don't need all 5. I would just take one.
Mhm. Okay, you take one bloodstone, easily done.
Since Tyrson said it was okay. Then, you know what? I will go over. I will go follow Tyrson
Okay,
and see what he's.
right, you go for Tyrson. Okay, and then lastly, Petion, what do you want to do? You and the warrior actually looks at you and said that the warrior said to you, whispered to you and said, we have to secure the item as soon as possible. Otherwise, the land itself is going to be stronger the longer we stay here.
Agreed. Right. First, I must at least pay a debt to these kind people that helped us in our time of need. And she like clears her throat, calls out to everyone. Once again, I believe I don't. I've introduced ourselves. Please, my name is Taehyun. Hyun is just fine. If you would If you need any assistance with um, magical items or identification, I'm quite adept at doing such tasks. Or I'm also a bit of a skilled tinkerer, to say the least.
Hmm.
And as he says that, I'm also going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Well, we better get up.
Not loading. Why isn't it loading?
Hmm.
Let me test some of my other spells. Yeah, okay, that works. I don't know why. I'll just roll a d8 at least. D8 plus 3. I gotta go fix that. Hold up. And I'm gonna follow the other warrior as well.
Mm-hmm. Basically,
I'm gonna bow and then leave.
Durotan and Bayang, as they go, they usher both Elegant and Rhin'zey to, to follow everybody else.
Okay. Well, you're actually all done there. Meanwhile, okay, Tyrson, you head back towards the secret chamber. You look at the two chests.
Yep.
Okay. One on the west and one to the east.
I bent down and pray, whatever you can provide for my aid to cleanse this land. Would you help me provide? As I say, I turn the key for the chest on the one I'm at closer to.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I'll open it. Yeah.
All right. You open up the chest and then you see a number of items inside.
Yep.
Number of items.
Yep.
Okay. First things first, you see spell scrolls. 4 spell scrolls. 2 unique looking potions, which is different than the ones that Durotan and the others took. But when you look at the potion, the colors itself is very reddish red with a slightly orange hue. When you look at it itself, roll for nature.
Yep. Nature. 8.
Okay, you look sure. Yeah, roll for investigation.
Yep.
I'm back.
Have you tried talking to the potion?
Okay.
Maybe
It's
talk
a potion. Okay, other than
Me
that,
back.
okay. The 4 scrolls, okay, you bet, if you want to take it, you better write down 4 scrolls, 2
Yep.
healing potions, okay, not your normal healing potions, okay, and
Yep.
also 30 gold pieces inside.
30 gold pieces. Yep. So
And
I
that's it.
got. Yeah, okay. So I got 2 healing scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 2 were. Sorry, I missed that. I was just typing. You there?
Hmm?
I missed the other 2 scrolls.
4 scrolls,
Yep.
okay, 2 potions, and
Yep.
30 gold pieces.
Alright. Pieces, yep. Then I'll go to the next one and doing the prayer thing. And as I finish my prayer, I turn the key.
Mm-hmm. All right, you turn the key, then locks open, chains drop, you look inside, and then what you see is, again, a different type of healing potion. The bottle is different, but you know this one. This one is a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
Okay. And then after that, you see another potion. You know this potion because you just recently brought back a potion seller, which actually sells many of these normal potions, and it's going to open shop. Then the next potion you see is a potion of fire breath.
Yep.
Okay. And then after that, 2 scrolls with a ribbon that is different in color compared to the other ones that you just recently opened. And the ribbons itself and the seal that's on that scroll itself is slightly different. It's as if it's actually sealed by some sort of a high wizard, you think to yourself. 2 scrolls.
Yep.
Very highly powered. You touch it, you feel the power from the scrolls itself. And last one, you see a quiver of arrows. 20 arrows. When you look at the tip of the arrows, they're different than any other arrows you see. It's sharp, and you feel a slight tingle as if that is magical.
Alright, I'll grab
This
all...
needs to be identified. You're unsure what it is.
Yep, that's fine. I'll grab that and bow. As I leave, I turn around and bow, and I'll head back to the hallway.
Right, you head back easily to see Waruay waiting for you.
Hello, my little friend.
Waruay.
Waruay is shocked. Waruay is shocked to see Tyrson appear from within the wall, face out. But meanwhile, while waiting for Waruay to come back, okay, Durotan, what do you do? You see the warriors coming to one of the door, where in front you can see some sort of magical energy blocking the pathway. But for Pantheon, you know that this is just a magical seal to stop intruders from entering in. But you know it's magical words to actually enter. Okay, Durotan, what do you want to do?
Wait, you say I know or I don't know?
You know.
Okay.
I basically, advance forth and ask Elgin,
Are you able to decipher it to see if we can pass?
Waruay.
Okay. Let me roll for Elgin to Arcana. Okay. I'm gonna roleplay our Elgin. Elgin looks at the wall, look at the door itself, look at the writings. I could not decipher this writing, Elgin, and turns back to you, Durotan. This will take a while. Okay, Durotan, last action before I go to Rhin'zey.
I look into Bayang the warrior and Rhin'zey and say to them,
Well, since it's all about magic, how about we sit here and, get to know our 2 new companions?
as he just goes near Bayang and he just sit on the ground and just rest for a bit.
Bayang investigate the door. There's some writings on the door. Indicate some sort of runes. But I cannot decipher the words. While you're actually talking to Pantheon and also the warrior just said, we have to head forward to this. Our companion's death will not be in vain if we do not complete the quest that's been given to us. Okay, Rhin'zey, what do you do? 2 actions.
Where are we?
The cross junction.
Okay. We can't really see what's on the other side, can we?
Nope, the energy is blocking it.
Okay. I do have a torch, and I'm gonna throw it at it. I mean, I got 1 torch. It's expendable.
You
So
take
the
torch?
one that I'm holding it, I'm gonna throw it at it.
The torch
Bang.
disintegrates immediately.
Oh,
Okay. Looks like it's freaking dangerous as heck. Is there writing on the walls?
Yes, Elgin and Bayang is looking at the wall, at the writings on the wall. Roll for Arcana and Investigation.
Okay. Both of them or just one of them?
Both of them.
Okay. Intelligence first. Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, duh.
Oh no!
Oh my god! What do you want?
He's just captivated Fad. It disintegrates stuff.
This is
I
the
might
reason.
as well just get them out of the way.
This is the reason you don't roll before the game starts. I saw you rolling a number of rolls earlier on. Yeah, you shouldn't have
You asked for
rolled,
this.
man. Yeah, you rolled way too many times just now before the game starts. You should have saved it. Oh,
Don't you
2-1.
know
This,
that your
this is
actions have
rare. This is rare.
It's okay. It doesn't imply. It doesn't have much implications other than the fact that the story is going
Yeah,
along. But I'm
at
just
least
spending more
your
time.
rolls didn't have a massive impact on your character.
Alright, okay, Rhin'zey, I want you to roleplay your intelligence and your arcana. We're
Okay.
rolling this.
I'm gonna walk with regality. I don't even know if that's a word.
Mhm.
Regalness. Like a Leonin would, and I attempt to look at the inscriptions on the walls and be like, well, I turn into a little kitten, sort of like in my head. I'm like, ooh, pretty writings. Like I'm not saying it aloud. I'm just thinking it. So I'm just thinking, and my eyes kind of sparkle like Puss in Boots in Shrek, and I'm like, ooh. Yeah, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at.
Okay, and then after that, okay, Petion, you see the Leonin actually walks in, looking at the writings, and then after that he just look around, look at you, look at Elgin, look at Bayang, and then turns his back, look at Durotan, and then stay quiet. And then, okay, I don't want to ask you guys to roll for insight to know whether actually that Rhin'zey have no idea what he's looking at, but Petion, when you look at the writing, roll for investigation and roll for Arcana with advantage.
Arcana advantage, or is it both advantage?
Both are investigation and Arcana. Alright? Okay, a natural 20 for Arcana, and then after that 24. Alright, you look at the writings, you look at the words. Elgin, the druid, is like trying to decipher it. But you have gone through this dungeon earlier than others, and actually have read through many of his puzzles. But while you're actually investigating, Tyrson and Waruay, while you're outside of the hallway, Tyrson actually appeared before you, Waruay, from the walls again for himself. Hey, Waruay, what do you want to do?
Since we're sort of alone, I will say, so, like, I saw that you were trying to talk to him and the skeletons, and I swear we didn't touch anything in that room. That was not us. But what was with the whole glowing lights? Were you absorbing their souls?
Yes, my friend. I guess so. I was absorbing their souls to guide them to their path of my god tier, my friend.
Oh, okay. So when you just turned around and said you just straight up absorbed them, that was a little horrifying to me. I'm a bit taken aback by that.
I am sorry, my little friend. Sometimes my actions...
So you eat souls now?
Nobody's good.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna ask like how Durotan is, absorbed another soul. Okay.
No one's gonna ask where he got the sword.
Oh, do you have the sword on you? Like, are you holding it, or is it on your back?
He's holding the hilt. It's there on the scabbard.
It's in my scabbard on my side.
Oh, okay. I suppose it would probably be metagaming to say is it noticeable?
Yes, it's noticeable.
It's very-
you can't
it's
you
very-
can't hide that sword. The sword looks like a short sword to you.
Oh, okay. I'm saying, so you got a new short sword, and I look at the wall. Fad just walked out. because I was in there earlier, and I know what the inscription says on the casket. It's like, is that dark sword that was, I think, inside the sarcophagus?
Yes, my friend. I asked for it, and he let me have it to cleanse these catacombs, to rebuild an order on top of it.
I'm just going to put my hand on my wrist and sort of tilt my head a bit and like, so are you like evil now when you mean like cleansing? And I like wave my other hand around like when you mean like cleansing. What exactly do you mean?
Cleansing the tainted from these lands. In the catacombs, my friend.
I'm like nodding profusely, and I get my hands and like put them together and holding up to my chin and say like, so that didn't really fill me with a lot of confidence. What specifically do you mean by cleansing? And I do like air quotes.
There is a taint in these catacombs I must get rid of. Don't worry, my little friend. Our companions are safe. I'm not after your... I'm not out to get you all. I'm just out to make things right again. And rebuild on top of these catacombs a temple, an order.
I'm just like nodding the whole time with my sort of hands together at my chin.
Tyrson, what's your alignment again?
It is neutral. I think lesser neutral. I think it's called
Lesser neutral or neutral or neutral good or
no, not neutral good.
Are you lawful or chaotic?
Yeah, sorry, lawful good. Lawful neutral.
Okay, all right. Okay, understandable. Lawful neutral. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Okay then. So those other people helped at a part of this, or
Yes. Like again.
So when wait. So are you gonna like? Wait, we just saved them. Are you gonna like cleanse them? And I do air quotes now.
I'm just chuckling. No, my friend. They have a mission, and we have a mission, and our missions line together, and I have no reason to kill them in their sleep or anything like that. So, don't need to worry, my good friend.
Sure. And like, would you mind? Because the whole puzzle thing was curious. Do you mind if I have a look at the sword? I'm sort of testing to see if he would he's willing to give it up for even the smallest amount of time or not. To see how he would react.
Honestly,
Right.
my friend, I am not going to give it to you at this moment if you ask for it. Because when you take this sword out of the scabbard, you going to use it? Or you going to harm someone? That's why this sword is, for the time being, on me. Who knows? If you be charming enough, give him a good scratch behind the ear, I'll let you look at it, my good friend.
I'm just like like yep. Continue nodding.
Right. Okay, but
Can I
moreover,
do,
you know he wasn't gonna give it because he might thinking that he just found it like any other treasure out there. But to you, the sword, even though it's just a short sword, probably means nothing. It's like to you, it's like, but you can roll for insight on that.
Yeah, I'm just a little. I mean, I know he always acts strange, but I mean, I know of like things that can happen sometimes
Mm.
with items.
You-
I'm just curious if
trust-
this is one of those instances.
You trust the paladin. You have been traveling with him for quite some time. It wouldn't be wise for him to pick up a weapon that would actually cause trouble in the future. But then Tyrson has been traveling with you quite some time, and you trust his words. If he won't give it, because maybe he's afraid that something else might happen to you instead, and he knows you well too as a kobold, and traveling with you together. There's no reason for you to actually distrust like Tyrson at this point in time.
Okay. So as I'm like, I like, okay, good enough for me. Let's go. Yeah, completely trust him 100% now.
Yes, 100% you trust him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I say we should probably see what the others are doing.
Okay. Okay.
As he
And then
walking
while you
away,
actually head down,
You stab me in the back.
as he walk around,
Right,
I in Elvish,
Tyrson, you see the kobold walk away.
yeah, in Elvish I say, "Thank you, my friend." In Elvish,
Wait, to your sword or?
no, to you by looking at you as you were walking off in Elvish behind you. I say, "Thank you, my friend, for concern."
Ah, okay. Am I meant to hear that or not?
No,
Oh, wait, it's Elvish. I
like,
wouldn't understand it anyway.
you wouldn't understand it either way. So that's why
I turn around and
Okay.
say, "What did you say about my mother?"
she is a lovely person.
Alright. Okay, meanwhile, Petion, you look at the writings on the wall, and then you look at the Leonin, you look at the Elvish Druid, you look at the Dioga Rook standing looking, but you look at the words writing on the wall, and it says, Friends of the Elves. You see the words on the left side of the wall itself. And then after that, on the right side of the wall, Friends of the Elves, Guardians of Wealth and Knowledge. Grant us travel, for we will guard it, you think to yourself. And you speak it out, you whisper it out. But do you whisper it out or do you speak it out loud so everybody else around you can hear it?
I mumble it to myself, like covering my mouth. I started mumbling as I read it to myself.
Okay, when you read it to yourself, okay, those close to you, okay, it's like Rhin'zey, roll for perception.
Okay.
You got this, Rhin'zey.
Hope it's not a natural one. Third in a row.
Oh,
I was kind of hoping for it to be a nat one, so it can be 3 nat ones in a row.
Yeah. Nope. 10, 8, 10, nope, I didn't hear it. But the moment you actually whispered the word, the energy in front suddenly dissipates and vanishes, which surprises Algan, Bayang, and even Rhin'zey. Suddenly, what happened? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened. It just suddenly dissipates. Then Algan and Bayang then just walks in and said, It's surprising that the energy just vanishes. Let's move forward.
Indeed. We have plenty of killing and plenty of looting, and most importantly, plenty of purification looting. You know, so we can purify the dead, loot them.
ah, so that's what you've been doing.
Hey,
Wait, I suppose that's what we've been doing.
I don't believe that's okay.
hey, I got me a nice shield, a nice rusty shield, and a nice spear.
Actually, while Tyrson's here, Tyrson and Waruay, since they've been off for a while, I'm gonna assume they might know something. I'm gonna ask them about what they know of these catacombs.
Well, I say
These
when
catacombs belong to me.
Or his father.
This family has a weird
Oh,
fetish
it's-
with, owning a hunk of junk that can be repurposed to, other things. No offense, Tyrson, but your dead people, they could use a lore a really glorious funeral by burning them down and scattering their ashes from the highest mountains.
Yes, I sort of agree, but sometimes when you are dead, you're actually alive, and when you're alive, you're actually dead, my friend.
I'm just gonna.
That's some mind-blowing stuff, right?
Crap.
Are you being poetic? Because if you are, you have a really great poems.
Is he usually like this?
Oh, please, he's like this all the time. Just wait until, you hear him mumbling to himself.
Oh yeah, he is very charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait back till we get back to town.
Lousy fighter, a lousy shot, but a good talker.
Yes, the best wordsmith I've ever seen.
And I just nod after hearing up, and I'm like, yes. Man of few
And-
words.
Hell,
The moment you all enter this cave, you see this endless glowing lantern on the wall with some sort of endless fire. Magical, it seems. You feel the heat. When you see it, doesn't seem to be extinguished by itself. As you head down, further down of the cave itself, reaching the end, you walk for roughly about 60 feet until you come upon another chamber that seems to be filled with some sort of eerie feel the moment you actually enter. And when you arrive, you felt something unusually wrong the moment you actually enter this chamber itself. It feels quiet. It feels as if there seems to be something dwelling from within this empty chamber itself. But you feel also warmth, distance. And Aab'Shagua Warrior actually tells you, Patreon, and said, "We are very near. I can feel it. But be in the ready. I feel as if that the place that we dwell and walk within." And the rest of you can actually hear him actually say it. And he said, his eyes became serious and turns to see, "I wish our outer companion was still alive to see this. We'll protect whatever's in front. But the fires must be extinguished."
we shall honor your dead companion with a glorious victory and an even glorious funeral for them when we're finished here.
Alright. Okay. Now we're going to be going from right to left from Patreon to control the Aab'Shagua Warrior, moving at the same time. Okay, what do you want to do? 2 actions.
Alright. First off, I'm gonna maybe just look on ahead first and probably Can I do an investigation to see if there's anything dangerous up ahead,
Yes,
or at least
go
in
ahead.
the area? Alright.
That's perception.
Okay. Hog.
Yeah, you should have rolled this time or not rolls earlier on.
I know, right? Maybe not against my own teammate, but yeah.
Alright.
You can
Okay.
carry me in terms of roleplay. Everything else, I'll carry you on.
Okay, Patreon. You walk further forward. You feel dread the closer you head forward. But you also felt warmth. But when you try to see that the floor itself is clean, there were no cobwebs. It's as if this whole dungeon was swept of its dirt, as if somebody actually lived here. But you don't see or feel anyone, or do you even see anything. But you smell the air. It smells like some sort of sweet perfume. But at the same time, you felt cold. It's as if somebody's watching you. What's your last action?
Can I start to try a ritual cast detect magic while I'm here?
Mhm.
I know. I don't want to waste spell slots.
Actually, while you do that, Elgin sees what you're trying to do and will go through and help you cast a ritual.
It's just something in here. It doesn't feel right. The floors seem a bit too clean as well.
I whisper in Elvish, "This is gonna be funny."
All right. That's all I'm thinking of doing right now. Because I don't want to go any further ahead.
So, yeah, because if you cast on a ritual, that's 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yep, 10 minutes. 10 minutes ritual. Well, the 10 minutes, then Waruay and the others can do whatever they want to do after that for that 10 minutes time.
Elvin would probably, because Elvin can cast Detect Magic as ritual as well, so Elvin will assist you.
Alright. Okay. You
I
both
guess
meditate for that 10 minutes. Okay, both Elgin and then Gideon. And then after that, the warrior stood there to guard you while you meditate. Then, Waruay, you notice that Elgin and his new companion of yours started to actually kneel down and meditate. What do you do, Waruay? Two actions.
I suppose I'll talk to Tyrson, and holding that fancy short sword that I picked up earlier, I'll talk to Tyrson and say, so, the warrior that sort of killed and you exalted thing, did they have a name? Like, does the sword have a name? Like, I feel like I should respect the person who once wielded this weapon by at least knowing that.
Tyrson, roll for insight.
Yep. And bad. Nope. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, you feel as if that Waruay is asking too many questions regarding the blade. It's as if that he's either unsure of you or the blade
Oh, no,
itself.
No, not
But-
his blade. The blade that I picked up. The one that does plus
oh.
one.
Or the blade that you pick up. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, when you actually look at it, then it's nothing. It's like, to you, it's a really nicely fine crafted blade. Nicely made. Whoever made this, or Tyrson's family members, you think to yourself, if Tyrson actually explained to you, you did hear that it's actually his family. This whole place was actually his family. But you don't remember any blacksmith in the village for the last few days you stayed there, in Val. There's no blacksmith. So who made this blade? It is sharp, but it is only a short sword. You'll be worried to see if you ever find an axe or a long sword created by the same guy or same person or it.
Okay, I thought it
And-
had elven inscriptions on it. That's why I was
Okay,
from the previous thing.
alright. Alright, you read the elven inscription. You read it. And then after that, but the elvish word seems to be some sort, even though it's nicely finely crafted, you look there and it says it is not a person's name, obviously. But what you see, what is written, roll for history.
Who, me or Tyrson?
You.
Because you expecting that sword you grabbed from the dead corpse.
Oh yeah, I've been because I wanted to know if the corpse had a name because you like exalted their souls, like so that way I could respect the person who once wielded it. By at least knowing that.
Okay. You look at it, you're trying to remember, there's no names. There are no names on the walls, no plates to actually indicate that it is someone that actually fought with them. No names was written. I don't want to blade. I don't want the plates of the tombs itself.
Well, that sort of dampens that conversation a bit. I suppose I'll go up to the other companion here and just ask him, like, what were you looking down here? Why were you down here? Were you just here to loot the place? Sounds like you were after something specific.
Roll persuasion. We are here to actually banish the evil of the land, They're causing much issues to our tribal people. But we are also here for other personal matters, where you need to bring your questions to Betyon. She will answer most.
I'll look over and see that she's busy. It's like, I think she's tied up at the moment.
Yes. You notice the man's eyes. Actually, it's just round, just yellowish in color and just round. Doesn't show some sort of sad expression or angry expression or curious expression. It's just round. And that's it. The eyelids just, it's like yellow beady eyes just looking at you. He's holding his blade at the side. Bloodied, of course, he is. But seems to be ignoring most questions and just asking you to actually talk to Rhin'zey when the time comes. And you just wait and turns and see that she's still meditating together with Elder. Meanwhile, Tyrson, while you're actually looking at Waruay, actually asking the warrior with regards to what you're doing here. What do you want to do? 2 actions.
Okay, first action, I'm gonna do a history and see if I can remember. Nope.
Nope. You don't remember much. You don't even remember this tomb. Maybe this tomb was built hundreds of years ago. By the Bjorn line, you think to yourself. Way beyond your father's bloodline, you think to yourself.
Alright, I'm gonna, as I walk up past them doing the ritual, I'm gonna yell, "Don't touch anything. If you see someone alive, just try not to kill them before I talk to them."
I poke my head around the corner. Can we touch the floor?
I just give him an annoying look. And I scream out ridiculously loud in Elvish, "Daddy, I'm hurt. It's your son."
You get no response.
Man, that's some cold shoulder of a father you have.
Classic father.
Okay. The last action?
Last action. That's when I said that I'm home in Elvish, so I approach. Not worrying about anything. And I want to not really investigate. I want to go back here. I say that's my turn. Yeah.
Roll for perception. Roll for perception the moment you reach the hallway.
Yeah. Perception.
Oh, I thought we were waiting.
Okay.
This is my country.
You hear sounds in the distance, heading further towards the north. Faint, actually. You heard sounds as if like somebody stomping on the floor. Boom, boom, boom. And you hear it's like somebody talking in the distance as if word by word. And you're not too sure what is this person talking about.
Further up. So
further up towards the north.
Yeah.
You hear it. You heard it. Then you heard the words, unless you know Abyssal. Otherwise, you have no idea what this person talking about.
No, not Abyssal. No, I don't.
Yes. And then you hear this person just stomping, boom, 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 and then chanting, Unai, Ana, and then the only name you hear, Una, Arabos. Arabos. That's all you heard. And that's it. Moving to Rhin'zey. Okay, Rhin'zey, 2 actions to you. What do you do?
I want to step up a little bit further, and then do a perception check.
That's further back, not the dungeon is actually up.
You're moving back to where you came from.
Yeah.
No, I want to go back. I don't like this. No, okay. I'm just...
It's too scary.
Back to the shiny light.
Yeah, and I'm like, I move forward, and I'm like, hello, and trying to see if I hear anything back, and I roll for perception.
Okay. You know Tyrson actually went further forward.
Oh.
Okay, you heard a faint thumping sound in the distance where Tyrson is. It's very faint.
Okay, I was just making sure that nothing followed us behind, and then I walk further up to where Tyrson is, and it's like, "Hey, what's up, Tyrson?" I hit him on the shoulder. It's like, "My old friend," and then I'll do another perception check.
Yeah.
What can I
You
say?
heard a loud sound. You heard the loud sound. You felt cold too. No longer the warmth you actually felt. You heard voices in the distance, roughly to the north of where you are. You hear like people actually saying a word. It sounds like a huge creature, judging by the voice. It's like it sounds like a large, huge creature. It sounds abyssal at the same time. Na Kundarabos. Unda Bawakan Arabos. The only name you heard is Arabos. It's so loud that you actually heard it. It sends shivers down your spine. The sound is like gurgling sound of a large creature in the distance to the north. And the thumping sound. Boom, boom, boom. You and Tyrson stood there looking at each other. What the hell is that? You both of you stare at each other. And then you stood there and they waited. Okay, Durotan, 2 actions to you. You know that Rhin'zey and Tyrson is further up ahead. The cavern itself. What do you want to do?
Basically, Durotan like looks into Bayang, the unnamed warrior next to him, and to Waruay and say to them,
Well, while our two magical friends are casting their ritual, let's proceed up ahead. I'm not gonna sit around here like some orcish princess while glory is, is amiss.
and that's when he
Well, I want to walk up to Durotan and say, if we're going to go up ahead, and I like put my arms out and sort of like clamp my hands together, sort of indicating I want to jump up on his back.
Oh, naturally, he he just much like a cat, he just like grabs you from the back of your neck and just puts you on his shoulders, and yeah, he just like telling you,
Do watch the sharp ends of my, my javelins.
and,
Oh, yes, I sort of just push him gently out of the way.
and that's when I walk to here. You can put your character next to me. Bayang is like, walks and stand here, and I'll roll for perception. And
Yeah, Waruay can roll for perception also, same time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, DC 15, you heard it. Rhin'zey heard it really well, actually. It was a 21, that's why he's actually, Rhinz, and then, to Waruay, you only heard the loud thumping sound. And words coming from within the north, but you don't understand what it's trying to say. It's faint to your ears because it echoes down, however, you're unsure what it is. But to Durotan, you look at Rhin'zey. Rhin'zey looks a bit terrified, and together with Tyrson, and you heard the voice, the gurgling, abyssal, infernal voice. Then after you hear it says, "Tum, tum, tum, hidupkan roh Erebos, Erebos musnahkan semuanya." You heard that voice. Sends shivers down your spine. That gurgling voice is as if somebody just took a heavy cup of water and tried to speak at the same time, praying at the same time. That's how it feels like. You all stood there and waited, while Elgin, Bjorn, and the warriors stood there at the cavern waiting to return. But meanwhile, Bjorn and Elgin, you meditate. Bjorn, you feel magical. You sense the magic around this chamber. It's so immensely powerful that rolls for. Okay, right, Waruay, try to roll for Elgin's Constitution save if you can, and then after that, Petion roll for Con save. No, cannot. Damn it. Oh my, what's wrong? I'm gonna give control to all players. I wonder if everybody can control Elgin.
I think since I have control over Bayang, it's the same.
Try Elgin. I give to all players already.
Let me try all. Okay, if I click on all skills, it's the same. I think it's a new.
Yeah, weird.
It's a new security feature for Roll20. Thus, only the DM can roll, not anybody else's.
There are too many things for me to control my end. Okay, right. No, still can't. Elgin can save. Alright, okay. Con save. Okay, right, roll for con save.
None of that seemed to work.
Yeah, I can see it. You guys try to roll for Elgin. Doesn't seem to work at all.
Wait, what do you want me to do again?
Con save.
On my sheet or yeah.
Yeah, I'll just roll the dice manually for him.
Yeah, I think you better roll the dice manually. Easier that way. Okay, it might take some time, but it's will be okay. Alright. Patreon. You sense magic all over the place. It's really all over the place. Necromancy is the most powerful here as compared to the others. Okay.
Oh
They-
dear.
You sense the power of necromancy further towards the northwest. As expected and as predicted, that is causing the corruption within the lands itself and causing most of the crystals that's mostly used to actually travel to the ethereal plane to lose its potency and power.
Oh dear, where did the others go?
What are you gonna do?
Opens her eyes after casting a spell. Oh god. Right, and I'm gonna call it a two to quickly follow ahead because I'm assuming that's where the others went. Ahead.
Elgin will say, the others no doubt went ahead to loot more stuff from this accursed place. We better make sure that they don't die.
They seem alright for now, but what are they standing there for? Oh, hello again, friends. We have a slight issue of a lot of necromancy occurring within this area. I do advise that you don't try to split up all that much. Northwest should be around the highest point of this magic.
Excellent.
You hear the voices in the distance, Richten. And for Tyrson, you feel as if that voice is actually calling you or feel. Roll for wisdom saving throw, Tyrson. You notice that your blade, the hilt of your blade is glowing. You pass. You resist the temptation to head forward. You resist the temptation to remove the dark blade from its hilt, and you just head ahead and you just touch the normal blade that you've been holding all this while, ignoring the sword that you pick.
Hearing the voices and assuming that there's lots of necromancy going, I'm gonna prepare for a fight. Because undead or that thing. I'm gonna cast this spell. It's like I hold one of the bolts in my hand and sort of chat for a bit before loading into the crossbow and readying for a shot.
Right, you're ready. Okay, and then now we're going from right to left. Okay, Petion, you already did that one action. One more action for you before I move to Waruay.
So which direction is the voices coming from again? Like, is it
North.
North? Okay.
Yes. This would be north, then
Yep, okay.
west, east, south.
I'll just ready to fight if I see any hostiles.
Alright, you're ready. Just in case to see whether there are any hostiles coming down from that hallway. Okay, Waruay, 2 actions for you when you do.
Oh, I'll submit, sorry. So, should we look and see what's behind the doors before we proceed forward? Make sure we don't get attacked from behind? It's a general question to everyone.
Mm.
Anyone?
Tyrson's terrified, or is that terrified?
I think we should just investigate and disrupt the chanting before it gets louder.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it makes sense.
And I say, what chanting?
Trust me, bro. Just trust me.
Where's the chanting coming from?
Up north. The hallway ahead.
Northeast. Northwest.
I don't know if Durotan or not wants to come with me, but I will. If not, then I will pop down and I will come up here. If he wants to come with me, I will tap him on the shoulder and say, "Well, let's go up there." When I hit the corner, do I see anything?
Nope, you hear the chant grow even louder, like the gurgling sound. Musnakan semua Arabos. Then Durotan just wait. Shouldn't we wait for the others?
Well, I look up the stairs and it's like, do I see anything up there?
Nope, the staircase still goes further up. You just went further down from the cavern, and now you're going up again. But this chamber itself looks clean, as if that somebody has been taking some time making sure that this part of the dungeon is unscathed.
I wouldn't mind having a look at the doorway. We don't have to go in. We can go to the door and wait for the others while we have a look at it.
Durotan stood there and looked at the door. He peeked from the side. I don't see anything, Waruay.
I'll have a look on the door.
Okay, you look on.
Does it have any writing, graphs?
Roll for perception. Oh, you don't see much. The writing, so even though it's clear, you can't even make a word. And you wait. And meanwhile, Tyrson, this chamber itself, after rolling your wisdom saving throw of 20 over, you feel as if you've been to this chamber before. You've been to this dungeon before. You remember, you see visions of yourself as a little boy running here before, praying to some sort of god that you don't even remember anymore. That was decades ago, before you became who you are.
I'm gonna cast Protection of Good and Evil. Yep.
Concentration spell. You cast it on yourself. Protection good and evil.
Did it? No. Yeah, it did. And I'm gonna run up. And the rest of my actions, I'm doing just like full fall up the, like bolting, like just really like, oh no, something's not right.
You see Durotan and Waruay at the door, waiting, looking, staring, looking up the staircase. You feel as if you've been to this chamber before, Tyrson, as a young boy, but you don't remember. You don't remember.
Don't remember, man. Why I can remember?
Remember who you are. You don't remember. I remember. And Tyrson's like, they roll an extra 20. I know Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu. Remember,
Jeremy.
your son.
Then, Rhin'zey, you notice that Durotan, Waruay, and the others are moving up. What am I going to do? You heard the voice. It was loud. Even then, you are one of the bravest of the Leonins in your village. But this is something else.
I'm coming, my friends! And then I run all the way up the stairs and I join them. I'm like, okay, this is where you were. And I'm panting. Thought you guys were in trouble. Now what?
Now we wait.
What does this door? Can anyone read what's on the door?
What's the battle plan? I'm ready.
Okay. Right. When you look at the door, roll for Arcana. Those that's
Can we-
checking on the door, you can roll for Arcana.
Okay. Let's see who can actually read it.
Right. Yes. Arcana 20. Rhin'zey is 10. Nope. Tyrson's 1. No idea. Yeah, he can't remember. Tyrson, you must remember. Remember who you are. Okay. Alright. Waruay 20. 19. Alright. When you look at the door, there's a writing inscribed on the walls itself, on the door itself. Chambers. The chambers of Arrows. Roll for religion for those that pass 19 and 20. Waruay and Pythion. Roll for religion with advantage.
Ooh, interesting.
Let me roll Arcana first, and then I'll be.
Okay, Durotan roll for Arcana. Okay, alright, you roll for religion also.
Okay.
Didn't come up with
Okay.
the thing, did it?
Waruay doesn't know who is Erebos. Pythion knows. Okay.
Focus full, really?
Durotan roughly knows who is Erebos. But, okay. Erebos, Pythion, and to Durotan, which of course you need to roleplay later to the rest of the other people. Erebos is the god of the dead and is in charge of the underworld. He is the embodiment of bitterness, envy, and misfortune, and hoards the souls of the dead. Erebos is worshipped by those who seek wealth and collections. He tends to align with those who are neutral evil, Tyrson, okay, and believe that almost everything already belongs to him. His main goal is to maintain authority and power over the underworld. Okay. Right. Then, this is for Pythion and for Durotan. Okay. Alright. Okay. He believes that he is in control of whenever someone tries to prove him wrong. He seeks revenge, and through patience, he is strong. But to those who worship him, they offer him gold and material wealth, forgetting that it is the god of the dead they are praying to. The trade of gold is in hopes that Erebos will give them strength in life until the time comes when they must part for the underworld. Okay. Now, Pythion, you actually go score higher than DC 15. Durotan's 12. Durotan only roughly knows about Erebos. You do know, Durotan, that Erebos is the god of the dead. People worship him, but very few worship Erebos. Very, very few people. But, Pythion, you are here to actually stop the worshippers of Erebos, because the worshippers of Erebos is tainting the land, destroying the gem, making creatures and monsters into a wild frenzy, which is causing wolves to attack people which they hardly attack. And the reason why the trolls of the swamp has been recently being attacked by a creature that lied dormant for a very long time, but known only to you as the Cyclops. And the trolls itself is rampaging through the lands and reaching other villages. If these trolls are not stopped, or if this Cyclops is not stopped, the trolls is going to be attacking nearby villages. Erebos, this chamber itself is just one of those parts. But if you can defeat Erebos here, not the god himself, but the person that he worships Erebos, and consumes his crystal and douse the fire from within, is just one of your tasks. And to Elgin, you feel the dark energy from within. The dwarf, Duga, knows that the danger lies further ahead. He stares at you, Tyrson. Bayang looks at you, and he said, "Know what to do, boss." And he stares and looks at Rhin'zey, and then to Waruay. Then, Pythion, 2 actions to you. What do you want to do?
We must act swiftly. Tyrson, was it? Is that
Yeah,
that is
Tyrson,
your
the
name,
paladin.
correct?
Yeah.
Yes. This is your home, correct? Then, if so, I fear that that it's been defiled beyond what you might imagine. The god they worship seems to have assumed control, or more, stolen whatever is left from your ancestors and their remains. And if this continues onwards, then it will cause great damage to the land. I look towards Oranges. I look towards the warrior that traveled with me and says, "We must quickly move and prepare for battle. If we at least I look at the others, if we at least slay the one who's chanting this spell in the ritual, then the problem should be solved. Though I fear that with a patron such as this, then this will not be an easy battle."
Yeah, I agree. If my god Ira stands for honor and death during combat, a fellow behind here stands for the complete opposite. I mean, no wonder he's, the younger brother of my god, and they always never saw eye to eye.
The new age is coming. My people are stuck in the old. So it is my right to change this evil and swing something of persuading, or I turn around to fighting is the last act. If I can't persuade any of them, or they're too stubborn and ignorant to understand their ways are old, and it's time for the new gods to come, just get my back.
I look up the stairs and back and say, "So, is there a god in there?" Wait, the god.
Not a god, but a god's presence.
Mm-hmm.
A god's presence. This is my old god.
Well, we'll follow your lead. And you see Durotan just taking off his backpack and putting the rusty sword and the shield and the rusty spear, keeping of course the scimitar and his axe with him to the side, and he just tucked them in nicely in a corner so they will not be stolen, while looking at everybody then saying, "The old ways are no more, and the time of the pink-skinned humans has come to an end. It is time for
Very
us,
well.
the non-humans such as yourselves and myself, to rise up and claim this land as our own. Who's with me, brothers? My brothers in arms. Who's with me for glory? Who's with me for victory against those unholy heathens? Who's with me?"
I will raise my sword and go, "Yeah," but keep my voice down so not to make too much
Wait,
noise.
let me.
Letting myself get where we are.
I shall march onwards.
Do I have to?
And my aim shall remain
Wait,
straight.
do I have to roll persuasion on anything to see, if they get psyched from this speech?
I feel like that's more if you have sparring leader.
Yes, that's class for it.
Yeah, I'll do the same and take off any extra equipment I have and leave here. I'll turn to the dwarf and say, well, we're both pretty sneaky. If they go in talking, why don't we sneak in around the sides, just in case combat starts?
Okay, Aizen, you can roleplay as Bayang. I'm too scared to do this. No.
Wait, let me get.
Well, lads, I've been with you for quite a while, and I kind of like you, so I say let's go in there. If behind those doors is a god or whatever they are worshipping in this god-forsaken dungeon, let's go and clear them out, loot the treasure, and, yeah, let's go out with a bang. Just so you know, I really hate the idea of dying and not spending my gold. Just saying.
Mm.
Also,
Just nod.
dibs on any gold tooth that these guys have.
I turn to
Well,
Elgin.
friends, march forward, and my aim shall remain true behind you.
Just don't shoot me in the back.
Oh.
And
try
I'll
not
walk
to.
forward up the steps.
You walk forward up the steps
I-
and to face whatever you're facing. And you see this person stomping on the floor the moment you actually appear, speaking and saying Erebos names, like, and said,
There's nobody but the flame and the skeletons.
oh yes, because this person is hidden from you.
Oh, okay. Holy.
You see the entrails of his stomach protruding out. You see flies flying around his body. A huge mace on its left hand and a huge battle axe on its right, with spiked shoulder armor and a spiked helm. He turns to face you all. And for a moment he was busy praying to Erebos. Marakamo semua libere Arabos. Sol Arabos.
I'm gonna.
Hey, turn. Then everybody roll for initiative.
Okay. While we basically, me and Tyrson, seeing him, I just say to Tyrson, I'm guessing Ouroboros did something to this poor fella because he looks twice as large as I am, and, yeah.
Well, Waruay and Durotan are tied again. How are you gonna settle this?
really?
1d6 actually.
Arm wrestling contest.
I rolled a 3, and all Waruay needs to do is roll a 1d6. Okay, Waruay goes before me. Press on your in the turn order Waruay, press on your thing and just add the +5 to the 16.
Right.
Yeah, you can like quote unquote edit the number.
Okay, just add a +5 to it.
Yeah, add the +5 so that it can break the tiebreaker on the on the turn order. Yep. Okay.
Did that
Yep,
work?
it works. You can see it now.
I can't roll full Elgin, it just keeps coming up an error.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate issue. The DM has to roll for Elgin since he rolled for the dwarf. The dwarf basically will stay here, and as his default action, since he will roll for stealth.
Okay, after this, wait. Where is initiative? Okay, round 1. And then the moment you all face this creature, the creature puts down his mace and said that your soul will be a blessing to Arabos. Your death and the bones of all that have faced me will rise to face you. And Durotan, you face this creature. You've never seen this creature before. You can see its breath breathing from inside. The flies flying around his body. And to Elgin, this must be one of the plague that is plaguing the lands. And you know for a fact they have to remove this before it spreads further. And to Rhin'zey, this is just another challenge that you have to face before you face your nightmare in the future. But for Tyrson, you notice that the blade that you took early on is glowing, as if it wants to be unshipped from its scabbard. But you still resist its temptation and still held on to your other blade. And to Waruay, you hide next to the pillar to see this creature. This creature is so huge and so large, you're unsure whether your punches and your kicks is more than enough to actually topple it down. Well, only time will tell. And for Petion, you have lost a companion early on due to a mishap and hope that none of it will happen again to the new companions you have. You notice that your Aab'Shagua warrior friend and companion is there, sword ready, shields ready to actually face the opponent in front of you. But this battle is going to take extremely long. And we will conclude here and to be continued for next week's session. And that's all, folks.